RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game brought to you by Gerard Fisher, American Family Insurance. Johnson's Corner, the most popular corner in Alton. Premier Title, professional service with a personal touch. Chuck West Agency, serving your insurance needs for 47 years. Rolling Hills, the friendliest golf course in the Riverbend. Roberts Motors in Alton and Wood River. Midwest Motorsports, your fun headquarters in Hartford. United Methodist Village, where living is easy. Century 21 Seneca Edwards, big or small, we sell them all. Altonized Community Credit Union, offering lower rates on loans and higher rates on savings. Eagle Home Improvement, call us today for a free home estimate. Auto Centers Nissan, where you always buy it right. Ralph J. Pasley Custom Homes, working together to build one dream at a time. And Baxter's on Broadway in Alton, where great parties begin.
Set for the opening kickoff. The Shells will kick it to the Explorers. Marquette will be going from our left to our right. And the opening kickoff taken by the Explorers out across. That's Travis Jones. Right up the middle he goes across the 25 to the 30. Out to the 35 to the 36 to 37-yard line. First and 10 for the Explorers right there. Senior quarterback Max Vest brings his squad out. And will lead things without Jared Zerwatz in the backfield. But, I'm sure Coach Reinhardt has emphasized to his squad that, hey, it doesn't matter who's in there and who's not. If we all go out and do our jobs, we're going to be just fine. And so they start with Newquist as the lone setback, and a toss pitch to him, running the right side out across the 40, cuts it back and pounds his way out across the 45 to the 46-yard line. And a pickup on that carry for Larry Newquist of 11 yards, maybe 12 as they put it out to the 42 and a first down.
And what Marquette did is they overloaded the right side of the line. They had the extra receivers on the right side also. They just put a pitch out to Newquist and let him run for 10 yards.
First and 10 for Marquette from their own 47-yard line. Again, Newquist the lone setback. Receivers left and right, and back to throw his Vest. Looking out to the left side, lets it go deep down the left side, and a jump ball over there. Incomplete. Good coverage on the part of the Shells. And the intended receiver for the Explorers was number 80, and that's Zach Keenan.
And Brian Elkins, the defensive back for the Shells, he made one very nice play because that was a well-thrown ball. But Elkins did a very nice play on the part of the Shells to break that play up.
So second and 10 for the Explorers. This game just underway. We've played 32 seconds. It's second down for Marquette from their own 47-yard line. Huntley and Newquist in the backfield. Here is the give to Newquist, who operates from the tailback position. He crosses midfield and takes it down to the 49 of Roxana. That'll go as a gain of 4 and bring about 3rd and 6 for Marquette.
And that's what I was talking about earlier. That was just a simple single lead. Utley was in at the fullback position. Stephen Utley, a sophomore fullback, and he led Newquist through the hole, and Newquist picked up about 5 yards.
Marquette sends Drew Schwartz wide to the right side. Double wing formation with Utley, the lone setback. And here is the give to Utley, working the left side. Utley is stacked up after a short gain, a gain of only a yard, and it brings about 4th down for the Explorers.
Yeah, they're going to have to punt. They're not going to take a chance this early in the game and at midfield on going for it. So they're going to punt the ball away. But I tell you what, that was a good job by the Shells in holding Marquette. And for the Shells, what they need to do is gain confidence. And right now, that was a way to gain confidence by stopping the Explorers on their first drive.
Corey Marin in punt formation stands at his own 40-yard line. Elkins back deep to return for Roxana, and he will return from his own 18. Crosses the 20, takes it to the 21. Tackled immediately there, and the Shells will take over 1st and 10 with their first possession of the ball game. 10-16 remaining in the first quarter. Marquette nothing, Roxana nothing. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Auto Centers Nissan, the largest Nissan dealer in Southern Illinois, is moving to a new state-of-the-art facility located near 255 and Wood River. This new facility at 1825 East Edwardsville Road will give us the ability to serve you even better. Along with award-winning service, we have huge selection, over 300 vehicles, including hard-to-find, high-line, and specialty cars. Come in and visit us today or check us out online at www.autocentersnissan.com, where you always buy it right.
There's no better place to get ready for Halloween than Baxter's. Need a costume for Halloween? Baxter's has a huge selection of costumes for rent. Having a Halloween party? Baxter's has aisles and aisles of spooky decorations, plus lots of fun and creepy toys for your trick-or-treaters. Pirates and princesses are big this year, but Baxter's can help you create your very own theme party with their 60-plus years of ideas. Make one stop to the place where great parties begin. Baxter's in Alton on Broadway. Baxter's business is fun.
Roxana starts 1st and 10 from their own 21-yard line. Their first possession of the ball game. Drew Fenewald under center, turns and wants to throw. He's got his man out in the right flat, out across the 30, out to around the 35-yard line, making that reception for Roxana. Number 34.
Pass from Drew Fenewald. It's complete.
It was 44, and that's Wheat.
15-yard pickup, 1st and 10.
Yeah, and I think what you'll see is them using Wheat quite a bit. Wheat goes both ways for the Shells, offense and defense, and he tends to be their workhorse on both sides of the ball.
That was a gain of 15 on that completion from Fenewald to Wheat. 1st and 10, Roxana. And here is the give. This is Elkins right up the middle, bouncing off tacklers, still on his feet. Now the ball is loose, and the Explorers come away with it. Marquette recovers that fumble, and with the fumble recovery, it's Andrew Cordy for Marquette. And the Explorers have the football at the Roxana 40-yard line.
Well, and the Shells were not far from breaking that for a touchdown. I mean, the kid bounced off a couple tacklers, but then he lost the ball. It went straight up. Andrew Cordy came down with it, and it's the Marquette ball, but Marquette got a big break that time.
I don't know if the ball carrier was Drew Brumley or Elkins, but at any rate, he coughed it up. And that turnover very, very costly for the Shells, who were moving the football. 1st and 10, Marquette, and here is the give to Travis Jones. Stuffs up the middle, tries to kick it outside, gives ground, and he is tackled for a loss on the play, all the way back to the 46 of the Shells. That'll be a 6-yard loss for Travis Jones, but it's never good to go backwards.
No, once you start going backwards, you're in trouble, and he was going backwards. He lost 6 yards. Right now, the Explorers need to get used to each other, I guess. But the good thing is they got that same offensive line up front, and as goes the offensive line, will go the Explorers. They just got to get acclimated right now.
On 2nd and 16, here is Best running the quarterback option to the left side, keeps it himself. Good yardage inside the 35, down to the 33-yard line. A pickup of 13 on that carry for Max Best as he ran the option to perfection and found an opening and then weaved his way through that Shells defense to bring about 3rd and 3.
Well, and we've seen Best do that now and then. When he does it, he's very good. I wish he would do it more. I think Marquette gets too accustomed to using Zerwas, but without his Zerwas, Best has to take the lead tonight.
Zerwas not dressed here this evening. Now the give to Newquist right up the middle, and he is stacked up for a short gain on the play. He might have gained a yard, but it's going to be 4th and 2 for Marquette.
Yeah, and here's a situation where Marquette will most likely go for it. They're in what we call 4-down territory. It is 4th and either a long 1 or a short 2, whatever you want to call it. But if they try to go up that gut again, they've had no luck up the gut.
They send Drew Schwartz wide to the right side. Keenan wide left, double wing formation, and they run the option to the left side. Best has the first down as he turns it up and takes it inside the 30, down to about the 28-yard line, maybe the 27. And that'll go as a gain of 5 for Max Best, and the second first down of the night for Marquette.
And that was very well executed. That's just the option. You dive the fullback through. The quarterback either gives to the fullback or pulls it. In this case, Best pulled it, went around the end, and picked up the first down. We'll be seeing that a lot tonight.
Receivers left and right, double wing formation on the first down play. They give it on the wing counter to Harrison. Big hole. There's a flag on the play. Jake Harrison takes it down to around the 12-yard line. But this flag will call it back as the Explorers are guilty of holding. And the 15-yard pickup or more by Jake Harrison will be nullified on the penalty. The first penalty of the night.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if the ref had signaled that was holding or if it was a illegal motion.
It is illegal motion against the Explorers, so they put Harrison in motion, and apparently somebody else.
Well, what happened was
get
both wings went in motion.
Yeah.
And as we know by now, Sam, you can't do that, no. And 9 times out of 10, when you do that, the refs are going to throw a flag.
So the 5-yard walk-off Makes it 1st and 15 for the Explorers at the 31 of the Shells. We've got 7:32 remaining in the first quarter, and we're scoreless. Marquette sends Schwartz wide right. Zach Keenan splits to the left side. Double wing formation. The wings are Utley and Harrison. And here is the give to Newquist right up the gut. Larry Newquist takes it down inside the 25-yard line for the Explorers. That's a gain of 6, maybe 7 on the carry. And it's going to be 2nd and 7 for Marquette.
And I'll tell you what I noticed. That was a nice run by Newquist. It was just a single lead. But when he runs from the tailback position, he hits that hole hard and quick. When he runs from the fullback position, he seems to be a little bit slow off the ball. Why, I don't know, but there is a difference there.
2nd down and 7, and here is the give to Newquist once again, right up the gut. Newquist pounds his way forward down to about the 20-yard line. A gain of 4 on that carry. Newquist now 5 carries for 29 yards, and it's going to be 3rd and 4 for Marquette, just outside the 20 of the Shell.
And if Marquette will keep hitting that middle with Newquist, right now is a good opportunity for Vest to pull the ball out, go around the end, and I bet he could score from here.
On 3rd and 4 at the 20. And here is Vest trying to run the option, and he lost the football,
fumbled, yeah.
And then he covers it. And it's going to be 4th down for Marquette as Vest loses a yard back to the 21, and here comes the field goal squad.
Yeah, Corey Marin's coming out. Marin's probably got a sore leg, and not a sore leg, a tired leg, because he just came from a soccer match tonight. The Marquette Explorers soccer team played Waterloo Jabot at 4 o'clock, so from 4 o'clock until 6 o'clock approximately, Corey Marin's been out kicking a soccer ball.
A 39-yard attempt out of the hold of Max Vest. It comes from the left hash mark. They line it up. There's the snap, the spot, the kick. It's up, it's high, it's plenty long, and it's good. A 39-yard field goal by Corey Marin. It comes with 5:43 remaining here in the first quarter, and Marquette takes the initial lead. The score, Marquette 3, Roxana nothing. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Thinking about doing some home improvement? The time has never been better than right now thanks to Eagle Home Improvement. We can handle all your remodeling needs, including windows, siding, sunroofs, roofs, decks, and so much more. Right now, save 33% on Eagle Board energy efficient siding. Save 25% on Eagle Series Gold Collection windows. Save 10% on sunroofs and 15% on the project of your choice. We even offer financing for all your remodeling needs. Call Eagle Home Improvement today for a free in-home estimate. 618-259-2500.
It begins with a dream. It takes a steady hand and teamwork, and it ends in a dream come true. At Ralph J. Pasley Custom Homes, we custom design and build your home exactly the way you envision it. Whether you own your lot or you want to locate in one of our growing subdivisions, we'll build your home wherever your dream takes you. Call Ralph G. Pasley Custom Homes today at 800-377-3350, working together to build one dream at a time.
Corey Marin's 39-yard field goal gives Marquette the lead here midway through the first quarter. 3-0 Explorers, and that field goal would have been good from 49.
Yeah, it was a very nice kick. Like I just said, Marin's probably got a tired leg, but he sure didn't show it just now because he booted that ball through, and he had, like you said, he had 10 yards to spare.
And a good job by Max Vest to get the spot down as the snap was into Vest's body just a little bit. And he got it down no problem. And now Zach Keenan will kick it away for the Explorers, returned by one of the upmen for Roxana from his own 18. He tries to find some running room to the outside, takes it out across the 30. 1st and 10 for the Shells right there.
Yeah, that was Kyle Murphy returning that, and he made a cardinal mistake simply in going east and west, which means from side to side on the field instead of going straight up. But that's something that a lot of young football players do. Catch that ball and go straight up, go what we call north and south, and try to get some positive yardage.
So the Shells, who
will take over 1st and 10.
were gaining some yardage, moving the football on their first possession, but turned it over, which led to the Marquette field goal. Start 1st and 10 from their own 30. And here is the ball carrier looking for some running room and finding a little bit out to about the 34-yard line. On the carry, that was Drew Brumley, a sophomore running back. And Brumley picks up 4.
Yeah, he made a nice little run there. He followed his blockers very well. And you know, if a running back can pick up 4 yards at a crack, that's great. That's 1 yard more than what most coaches ask a running back to pick up. We like for them to always get at least 3-point-something yards because, of course, if you get 3 and a third yards each carry, every 3 plays, you got a first down.
Well, Brumley was the one that fumbled on that last possession, and that was after he picked up about 15 yards. So they'll want to atone for that. 2nd and 6 for the Shells from their own 34. And now here is Drew Fenewald, the quarterback, sweeping the right side. He faked the handoff and just kept it on the quarterback keeper, the bootleg. And he picks up good yardage out to the 39-yard line, a gain of 5 on that carry. It's going to be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, that was a nice run. Like you said, he came up about half a yard, maybe a full yard short, but they just ran the option on that play. Fenewald's shown the capabilities of running the ball this year. I think Roxana actually has had a little bit more success running the ball, running the option, than they have throwing the ball.
So now 3rd and 1. We've got an official's timeout, and apparently an equipment problem out there on the part of one of the Shells. And they stop the clock to get that taken care of. Now they wind it again. 4:15 remaining in the first quarter. Marquette leading 3-0. And 3rd and 1 for Roxana from their own 39-yard line. Receivers left and right. The backs in the offset eye. And here is the give. And on the carry, that's Vance Wilhelm. And Wilhelm is going to have the first down. He didn't get much, but he only needed a yard. He got about a yard and a foot.
He just barely got it, but, you know, we both know, and so do the listeners, that you don't need to get a first down by much. You just need to get it, as you said, and he did get it. So first down for the Shells.
1st and 10, their second first down of the night here on their second possession. Marquette has 2 first downs as well. 1st and 10 Shells from their own 40. Again, receivers left and right. Backs in the offset eye with a wing to the left side. And here is the give to Brumley. And Brumley is stacked up. No gain on that carry. Yeah. Derek Dahm and Jake Harrison there to make the tackle for the Explorers. And a loss of about a foot on that carry.
Yeah, and 42 was in on that play, too. And so, again, Larry Newquist, I think he made the first hit. The other 2 boys came in and stood him up and threw him back. I'm looking for the Shells to put the ball up. You know, the Shells, they have nothing to lose. They might as well throw caution to the wind and try any kind of play they can. Because, again, when you're 0-6, you just look for anything that'll work.
2nd down and 11, Roxana from their own 39. Fenewald back to throw. Lets it go out to the left side, and that is a jump ball, and it goes incomplete. The intended receiver was Wheat, and there on the coverage for the Explorers was Zach Keenan. Wheat seemed to have the position. Keenan couldn't quite get to the ball, but Wheat couldn't bring it down as he juggled it, passed it up in the air, and still couldn't bring it down.
Yeah, and I'm not sure Zach Keenan even saw the ball, because the way that ball was floated, if Zach would have seen the ball, and maybe he did, but my thinking is if he would have seen that ball, he could have come up and picked that thing off. Wheat made a nice job to keep Keenan from picking it off.
So now, 3rd and 11 for the Shells from their own 39. Back to pass. Fenewald lets it go. He's got a man open, but overthrows him.
Oh, we got a penalty.
At the Explorer 40-yard line, but a hit was put on by an Explorer defender after the ball sailed over the head of the intended receiver. I'm not sure I agree with that call. How does the defender know whether the man went up and got the ball or not?
Well, I guess what the ref is thinking is that the defender should have seen the ball already going past the receiver, and I don't know. I can't tell you what a ref's thinking. I've always questioned sometimes what they are thinking. But that was a big mistake, a big penalty against Marquette.
Adam Hoffman was the intended receiver, and he was actually open down at about the Explorer 40-yard line. But Fenewald overthrew him by a goodly margin, and then the hit was put on by the Explorer defender. And they will walk off 15 yards from the line of scrimmage and put the football down at the Marquette 45-yard line. That becomes Roxana's 3rd first down of the night, this one by penalty. And so on the first down play, Fenewald turns and gives it on the counter. That's Brumley, breaks the tackle, and then after squirting loose for about 5 yards is tackled. by Max Best. But Brumley shows that he's just a little bit slippery back there, and a play that should have gone for a loss turns into a 5-yard gain for the Shells.
That easily could have been a 1-yard loss. I think he got hit by 2 men, and he did show a little bit of elusiveness, a little bit of toughness on his part to break the tackles and then pick up 5 yards.
2nd and 5 for the Shells at the Marquette 40-yard line. Again, receivers left and right, split backs, and here is the pitch back, and here is Wilhelm trying to sweep the right side, and the Explorers string that out pretty well, and Vance Wilhelm is able to pick up a yard down to the Marquette 39-yard line, and brings about 3rd and 4.
And you know, Sam, when that play began, and all it was a simple pitch out, kind of the old student body right or left, in this case student body right, where you just sweep it right, it looked like something was developing, but I got to give credit to the Marquette defense. They're quick, and they shut that down real quick, and Wilhelm only picked up about a yard.
3rd and 4 for the Shells at the Marquette 39-yard line. Receivers left and right. Brumley and Wilhelm, the split backs, behind Drew Fenewald. And on the play here is Fenewald trying to run the option. He tried to follow his fullback through the hole, and the Explorers would have none of that. Surprised the flag was not thrown on that play, as it looked like the whiteout on the right side for the Shells got an early start. No flag and no gain on the play for Fenewald.
You had Andrew Cordy, who's one of Marquette's biggest players. You had Mitch Woolner, the other big player on Marquette's defense, and Jake Harrison. All 3 of those boys, and those boys are big. They were wrapped up all around Fenewald. Fenewald could do nothing there.
And now they have stopped the clock, but I'm not sure why.
No, and I thought it was 4th down. It still says 3rd.
It should be well, there is a flag on the far sideline, and it was a motion penalty against Roxana, and the Explorers will decline it. So that wideout over there did get an early start. But the Explorers, after stopping the Shells for no gain, rather than giving them 3rd and 9, elect to try to stop them on 4th and 4.
I'm really surprised. It looks like the Shells are sending their punting team out, and I'm kind of surprised at that. Again, in that the ball's on the 39, and if they kick it in the end zone, they're only going to gain 19 yards. I know that sounds like a lot, but I think if I was the Shells, especially with nothing to play for but a victory here tonight, and to really hurt Marquette's season, again, I think I'd be throwing caution to the wind.
And now Nathan Miles, the head coach of the Roxana Shells, says, boys, let's talk this over, and the Shells call a timeout. It comes with 44 seconds remaining in the first quarter. The score, Marquette 3, Roxana nothing. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Berger Automotive is ranked #1 for fixing cars right the first time and #1 for customer satisfaction. Berger Automotive can work on all models of vehicles and is your full-service car specialist for oil changes, major mechanical, body work, collision repairs, and tires. Loaner cars are available. Berger by the Bridge is better.
Honesty and integrity, that's Berger Automotive. Berger Automotive.
Century 21 Seneca Edwards has been serving the community for over 30 years and prides itself on customer service. If you're in the real estate market, they provide the experience and service you need to make the best decisions. They offer over 50 exceptional agents who are highly trained to help you through the buying and selling process. With offices in Godfrey, Brighton, and Staunton, Century 21 Seneca Edwards is bridging the gap in the real estate industry. Check them out online at c21seehomes.com.
Sam Stem with Mike Slaughter back in Roxana. Marquette leading the Shells 3-0. Late in the first quarter, Roxana facing 4th and 4 at the Marquette 39-yard line. And they will go for it here, and the quarterback and running back collide, but now they get the pass completed to Brumley up to 30, down to about the 27 of the Explorers. That completion goes for 12 yards, and another first down for the Shells, their 4th of the night.
I'll tell you what, the Shells fake a crossing counter with the backs. One goes, the left back goes right, the right back goes left, and just that faking action really surprised Marquette. Plucked them all in, and there was nobody around those receivers. It was a well-run play by the Shells.
1st and 10, Roxana at the Marquette 27. The Shells trail by 3. Receivers left and right, split backs behind Fenewald, and here's the give to Wilhelm, looking for some running room to the right side. There's nothing there. Andrew Cordy, along with Larry Newquist there to greet Wilhelm and stop him for no gain.
Right, and right now the Shells are having trouble going up the middle, and sometimes, the average fan, the casual fan will wonder, well, why are they doing that? Why do they keep trying to go up the middle? Well, what a coach is thinking is by trying to go up the middle, you can suck the defense in and open up the outside.
That's the end of the first quarter of action here at Charles Race Field in Roxana, the South Central Conference tiff between the Marquette Explorers and the Roxana Shells. And after 12 minutes of action, it's Marquette 3, Roxana nothing. You're listening to C1570 Radio Sports.
Altonized Community Federal Credit Union has been dedicated to offering personalized, reliable service to meet the diversified financial need of each member since 1939. And on average, credit unions provide the best financial offerings with fewer fees, lower rates on loans, and higher rates on savings. Stop in today and learn about all the benefits of being a member of Altonized Community Federal Credit Union. And with only months left until Christmas, be sure to ask about their holiday loan special.
What do I have to do to sell you a car today?
Roberts Motors, 2 locations, Alton and Wood River.
The more your life changes, the more your insurance needs change. I'm Gerard Fisher of American Family Insurance. In just minutes, I can conduct a free personal insurance review to help you determine how much and what type of coverage is right for you with no costly gaps or overlaps. Interested? Call me, Gerard Fisher of American Family Insurance today at 466-7062.
American Family Insurance.
Set for the start of the second quarter here in Roxana. The Shells trailing the Marquette Explorers 3-0. Roxana came in at 0-6, 0-3 in the conference. Marquette 5-1, 3-0 in the conference. But if you're joining us, Marquette's leading rusher, Jared Zerwas, not dressed for this game. The injuries that he battled over the last couple of weeks were enough to hold him out here tonight. And that's had an effect, it would appear. 2nd and 9 for the Shells, and here's a give on the counter to Wilhelm. Finds some running room to the right side and is brought down after a gain inside the 25 down to the 22-yard line. A gain of 5 on that carry for Wilhelm.
Yeah, that was a nice run by Wilhelm. He did pick up 5. I really think Marquette defended it pretty well. They didn't get too sucked in on that play. And we had some kids, Marquette had some kids who stayed outside and held him to a 5-yard gain instead of him making something really big out of it.
3rd and 5 Shells at the Marquette 22. Marquette leading 3-0 here early in the second quarter. And now we've got a helmet problem for Vance Wilhelm, and the referee saying, get off the field. Send somebody else in. And so even though Wilhelm's got his helmet back on, he's going to have to come out. And in to replace him is Brian Elkins. So 3rd and 5 at the Marquette 22. Out of the wishbone formation, Fenewald turns and gives it to Elkins, who just checked in, and he goes nowhere. He loses a yard as they tried to double lead to the right side. And Elkins loses a yard, and now
a flag came in late, which is most likely going to be a personal foul against one team or the other. Obviously, one team or the other. That was a smart comment, wasn't it?
It's a sideline warning against Roxana. Apparently, the players too close to the sideline, so they gave a warning to the Shells. So Elkins loses a yard and brings about 4th and 6 for Roxana at the Marquette 23-yard line. It is 4-down territory.
Right, and obviously with 4th and 5, watch for them to put that ball up again on a short little pass. Quarterback rolling out.
2 receivers to the left, another to the right. Back to throw. Fenewald under pressure. And now he steps to his right, finding some running room. Now he's going to try and run it. And he's met at the 20-yard line and brought down shy of 1st down yardage.
Well, I tell you what, you sure got to give the Marquette secondary credit there, because Fenewald had all kinds of time to throw the ball, and he kept standing back there and moving around in the backfield. but he could never find anybody. Then he finally had to tuck the ball away and try to go, and of course he came up short. But, I credit that play to the Marquette secondary.
So the Explorers will take over on downs and start 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Marquette leading by a score of 3-0 on their first possession. They picked up a first down, but then the drive stalled and they had to punt. On their second possession, which started in Roxana territory after a Shells fumble, Marquette ended up kicking a 39-yard field goal, and now they start their third possession, 1st and 10 at the Roxana 20. And here's a give to Larry Newquist, and he finds rough sledding, but picks up good yardage as he pounds his way out across the 25 to about the 27-yard line, a gain of 6 on that carry as he comes up just shy of the 27.
Well, I tell you what, too, as hard as he runs and hits the defense, he's going to wear them down. Come the second half, they're going to be shying away from 42 coming at them.
2nd and 4 for the Explorers. Here's the give, and this time it's going to be Max Best running the option off to the left side. He has first down yardage as he crosses the 35 and takes it out to the 37-yard line. A gain of 10 on that carry for Best, and that's been the Explorers' best play here tonight.
And it has been. And I tell you what, if Marquette wants to put this game away, they're going to need Vest to lead them down the field and keep on running that. Hit Newquist up the gut, and then next time let Vest belly him, pull it out, and run. But I think Vest's legs today have to carry Marquette.
The third first down of the night for the Explorers. Now here's the give up the middle. That's Newquist, and Newquist crosses the 40 and takes it out to the 41-yard line. A gain of 3 on that carry for Larry Newquist, who has carried 7 times for 38 yards.
Yeah, let's see if Coach Reinhardt here is just getting in a rhythm and running the fullback belly and then the quarterback option, fullback belly, quarterback option. Obviously, he will not get in that kind of a rhythm because everyone will figure it out eventually.
Double wing formation, receivers left and right, and here they give it on the wing counter. That's Jake Harrison. Up the middle he goes across midfield down to the 48 of the Shells. That'll go as a pickup of 10 on the carry and another first down for Marquette.
28, Jake Harrison's kind of the forgotten man in the backfield. Everyone knows about Zilwas. People hear about Newquist and how hard he runs. Of course, Vest is the quarterback. He's the leader on offense. But seldom do you hear about Jake Harrison. He's just steady. And, football coaches love those kind of players who are just steady. They always do the right thing. They're coachable. They listen in practice. They play big in the games.
1st and 10, and here is the give, trying to sweep the left side. Good running room inside the 45, down to the 42-yard line on that carry for the Explorers. He had just checked into the ballgame, was Cecil Brimage, and Brimage took it from the 48 down to the 42, a gain of 6 from the wingback position.
Cecil Brimage is going to be one of the smallest kids on the field, but he plays large. He really does. He's a great kid. He plays this game hard. He runs hard. Again, Coach loves him. Coach says, he's a very coachable kid, does everything he asks.
The Explorers have had 6 different ball carriers in this game tonight. Now here is the give to Travis Jones, sweeping the right side. Lots of running room for Jones. First down yardage inside the 35. And we'll have to see where he went out of bounds over there on the right side. But Travis Jones with his second carry of the night. And they say he went out at about the 33. That's a gain of 9 on that carry for Travis Jones. And another first down for Marquette.
And what Jones gives the Marquette backfield is speed. I really believe he's probably the fastest kid in the backfield. Not the biggest, not the toughest necessarily. He is a tough kid, but he's only a freshman. He's going to get much tougher.
Now Newquist working the right side. Larry Newquist takes it inside the 30, down to about the 27-yard line. Some tough yardage in there, but that's the kind of yardage that Newquist specializes in, and that didn't look like much of a run, but it ends up picking up 7 yards all the way down to about the 26-yard line.
Right, and that's what I was talking about tough. When you talk about the tough runs, the tough yardage and the tough kids, that's Larry Newquist.
2nd and 3 for the Explorers at the Shells' 26-yard line. And here is Vest running the option to the left side, turns it upfield inside the 25, down to about the 23-yard line, and very close to a first down for Max Vest. And he does a good job of reading that option.
Yeah,
it will be a first down as he picked up 4.
He does a very good job, and he's a deceptive runner. He is very quick. He's got good moves, and I think it's just a matter of him having the confidence to hold on to that ball and run it.
Well, this drive started at the Marquette 20. They now have it 1st and 10 at the Shells 23-yard line. Receivers left and right. Newquist, the lone setback with a pair of wings, and here's the give to Newquist on that dive. And he just powers his way forward inside the 20, down to about the 18, maybe the 17-yard line. We don't have a good angle here, but we'll wait for the spot. They do put it down at the 17, and that was a gain of 5 for Newquist.
Yeah, and I tell you what, you can sure tell when Newquist has the ball. It's like a big rugby scrum. There's guys all over him, but the pile just keeps on moving forward. There was a flag thrown on the play, Sam. I don't know what it's about yet.
Number 75. It's going to be procedure against the Explorers. And so that first down pickup of 5 yards will be nullified. Marquette was at the line ready to snap the ball on 2nd and 5, but the officials were talking it over with the Shells. The flag stops the clock with 6:14 remaining here in the second quarter. Marquette leading 3-0. And I'll tell you what, a lot of folks wouldn't have believed you if you'd have told them before this game that midway through the second quarter we'd only have 3 points scored.
I think Coach Reinhardt might have believed you. Like I said, he was nervous about this game. He knew the Shells would come out and play hard. Tell you what, 2nd down right now, here's a perfect opportunity to put the ball up. Max Vest has not put the ball up since the second play of the game, I think. And here's a good chance. Marquette's been pounding the ball. Put it up now.
Now Roxana wants a timeout. It comes with 6:07 remaining here in the second quarter. It's Marquette 3, Roxana nothing. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
It's time to book a date for your fall banquet and holiday party at Johnson's Corner. The banquet room at Johnson's Corner seats up to 80, and you can choose either a buffet or sit-down meal. Johnson's Corner will also cater to your home party, workplace, employee appreciation party, birthday party, or a holiday party. When Johnson's Corner caters, you can count on prompt personal service, and afterwards, they'll even clean up the food mess. Call for available dates, 465-5640. Johnson's Corner, the most popular corner in Alton.
Midwest Motorsports, one of the largest dealers in the area with over 12,000 square feet of showroom, featuring Yamaha, Suzuki, Polaris, and Sea-Doo. We also have a wide assortment of accessories and apparel, as well as a service department with factory-trained technicians. Midwest Motorsports, just south of Alton in Hartford, Illinois on Route 3, 4 miles north of I-270. Visit our website at MidwestMotorsports.com.
Roxana uses its second timeout as Marquette now faces 2nd and 15 at the 27 of the Shells. And I'm not sure why it's 2nd down. I believe it ought to be 1st down because that was a 1st down play. Marquette had 1st and 10 at the Shells 23, picked up 5 yards on 1st down but had the penalty. Now Vest tries to run the option right up the middle, and he picks up a couple down to the 26-yard line, a gain of just 1 yard. And it's going to be 3rd and 14, but I think Marquette lost it down somehow.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I tell you what, that play just now, I question that. That was a quarterback draw. It looked like Max just did that on his own, but when you needed 15 yards, he picked up 1. I question that play.
3rd and 14 for the Explorers, back to pass Vest. They set up a screen pass to the left side and complete it to Newquist, but his foot slips, his knee hits the ground, and that will go as a loss. Back to the 31-yard line, a loss of 5 on that completion. And that's too bad because that play was going to go.
Well, and as soon as Marquette got that penalty, they began going backwards. You know, that shows you just how significant a penalty can be. Marquette had a nice drive going, and then they kind of just blew it with that penalty. Then a 1-yard gain on a quarterback draw, and then just now a screen pass where the receiver caught the ball but then slipped.
Now Zach Keenan is going to try a 48-yard field goal from near the left hash mark. And a timeout called, this timeout called by the Explorers. So Marquette wasn't quite ready as they struggled to try to get the tee in there for Keenan to line up for this 48-yard field goal attempt. So Corey Marin hit a 39-yarder, and now Zach Keenan with the stronger leg is going to try the 48-yarder when we return. 4:53 remaining in the first half. Marquette 3, Roxana nothing. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Did you know you can choose your own title company for your real estate transactions? Here are comments from people who chose Premier Title and Escrow Company.
Use them on an average 3 or 4 times a month.
We closed at the Premier office in Godfrey at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and I was back to work by 2:30.
They understand what I need when I call them, even if I can't express it properly to them.
For your next real estate transaction, choose Premier Title and Escrow Company in Godfrey, offering professional service with a personal touch.
Take a look around. Take a good look. See something you want to sell? That rarely used bicycle? A lawnmower? A car? Want to sell the house? Sell them all at RiverBender.com. Just log on to RiverBender.com, click on the classified button, and design your own classified ad. And here's the best part. If you're a non-business entity, it's free. That's right, F-R-E-E, free. RiverBender.com. The Riverbend community at your fingertips.
Marquette facing 4th and almost 18 yards to go. We'll try a long field goal here. A 48-yard attempt out of the hold of Max Vest by Zach Keenan. And it's about 2 yards inside the left hash mark. There's the snap, the spot, the kick. It's up, it's high, it's plenty long, and it is good. That would have been good from 55.
What a kick.
Zach Keenan hits a 48-yard field goal for the Explorers to extend the Marquette lead with 4:52 remaining here in the first half. The score now is Marquette 6, Roxana nothing. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sport.
Rolling Hills Golf Course, the friendliest golf course in the Riverbend area, has been providing an enjoyable golf experience and exceptional value for thousands of golfers every year. Rolling Hills offers a 27-hole golf facility, state-of-the-art driving range, and a clubhouse designed for tournament use. Bring out a few friends or have your next business meeting where you can enjoy a light lunch with cocktails and free Wi-Fi. Be good to yourself in your game. Come out and visit Rolling Hills Golf Course or see us online at rollinghillsgc.com.
Make life easy for yourself at the United Methodist Village.
With no more stairs and no more home upkeep in a spacious apartment or villa home, with no upfront endowment and just one monthly fee, you stay in control of your finances. Now that's easy and smart. Countryside living that is fun, neighborly, and only minutes from the Clark Bridge. The United Methodist Village, where living is easy.
I only wish I'd have moved here sooner.
Goals of 39 and 48 yards are all the scoring that Marquette has been able to manage here through the first quarter and a half. With 4:52 remaining until halftime, it's Marquette 6, Roxana nothing, and now Zach Keenan kicks it away, and it will be returned by Vance Wilhelm for the Shells, looking for some running room up the middle, shaking some tacklers, and Wilhelm brings it back to near the 20-yard line, but that was a high, towering kick by Keenan, who just hit the 48-yard field goal. And then Vance Wilhelm didn't have a lot of time to get ahead of steam up because that kick was so high and deep.
He was lucky to get it back out to the 19-yard line. Yeah, I tell you what, that Keenan really showed something right there. And the nice thing about Zach Keenan, he's only a junior. And if he can, he kicks a few of those long ones like that, he'll have colleges looking at him.
1st and 10 for the Shells from their own 19-yard line. Roxana trailing by 6 as we move into the latter half of the second quarter. Oh, and there's a give to Wilhelm, and what a tackle by Larry Newquist. And Wilhelm loses yardage on that carry. Let's see how much forward progress they give him. Not much. He lost 4 yards back to the 15-yard line.
And I tell you what, Newquist looked like he was shot out of a cannon. He came flying across there, and I don't think Wilhelm even knew what hit him.
He didn't lose 4 because he gave ground. He lost 4 because Newquist got there at about the same time the football arrived,
and
as far as Wilhelm was.
You're right, and that's the kind of play that you're lucky just to hold on to the ball.
2nd and 14 Shells from their own 15-yard line. Elkins wide to the right side. And here's the give, and that's Brumley on the carry, and Brumley manages to elude some tacklers. Brumley still on his feet out across the 20 to the 25-yard line. He picks up 10 when it looked like he was going to lose yardage.
He was going to lose yardage, and I tell you what, that was a sloppy play on the part of Marquette. And, there's no other way to describe it other than that was just a sloppy play. They had the kid for a loss, and they let him pick up about 10.
Well, it's only 3:54 until halftime, but I'd hate to be in an Explorer uniform in that locker room here at halftime, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, I'm glad I'm not going to be in that locker room. I know exactly what Coach Reinhardt's going to be saying. And, sloppy tackling like that. Marquette had the Roxana pinned back, and to let a kid go like that, that's unacceptable by Marquette standards.
There was a flag at the end of that play, and it must have been a late hit or a face mask on top of it against the Explorers, so a 15-yard walk-off. A personal foul against Marquette gives Roxana his 5th first down of the night. The 4th penalty of the night for the Explorers, 2 for personal fouls. And that digs Roxana out of a hole, gives them 1st and 10 at their own 40. Marquette has 6 first downs on the night, Roxana 5.
Well, and that really dug Roxana out of a hole. So, again, it all began with just sloppy tackling.
1st and 10, Roxana from their own 40-yard line. Down to 3:35 and counting, remaining in the first half. Marquette leading 6-0. And here is Fenewald to throw. He's got his man. That is Wilhelm. Wilhelm out across midfield. Down to the Marquette 42-yard line, a gain of 18, and now a flag is thrown back behind the play, and I think Marquette's going to get another personal foul.
Well, it sure looks
like it. So the 18-yard pickup and then unsportsmanlike conduct, and that call goes against Andrew Cordy.
Well, I tell you what, Roxana is just sending a man out of the backfield, hitting him on a short pass. The Marquette linebackers, one of the linebackers is responsible for picking up any backside the backfield, and right now the linebackers aren't doing that.
So the 6th first down on the night for Roxana on the 18-yard pickup, and then tack on 15 at the end of that. And the 3rd personal foul or unsportsmanlike conduct call against the Explorers, and now suddenly Roxana has it 1st and 10 at the Marquette 27-yard line.
Well, and suddenly Roxana thinks they can score and probably even win this game. What you're doing is you're giving Roxana all the confidence they need to play with you and even to upset you.
Well, and Marquette is getting frustrated and making stupid mistakes out there. Out of the wishbone with the receiver to the right side, they pitch it back. Brumley trying to sweep the left side. And there is Andrew Cordy to make the first hit, and then Max Vest another spill. And Brumley picks up nothing. In fact, loses 2 yards on this carry when it looks like he might be able to spring that.
Yeah, and what Roxana is going to do is they're going to fake that again, and they're going to run a bootleg with Fenewald, and he's going to either run or throw the ball. Of course, I'm just surmising, I'm just guessing what he's going to do, but boy, it's wide open right now, and if Coach Miles saw that on his side of the sidelines, that's exactly what he's going to do.
2nd and 12, Roxana at the Marquette 28-yard line. Again, from the wishbone formation, now the Explorers jump offside as Fenewald used the hard count. And that'll be a 5-yard walk-off against the Explorers. Drew Schwartz trying to say, well, the receiver out here on the right side moved, but I don't think the officials were looking at him. They saw the 2 Explorers who jumped into the neutral zone. Right. Another penalty against Marquette. There's 6 here in the first half for a total of 60 yards. Well, the 5-yard walk-off gives Roxana 2nd and 7.
They've given up 35 yards in penalties on this drive alone.
Just in the last 3 plays.
Yeah.
On 2nd and 7, the Shells at the Explorer 24-yard line. Here is the give, and that is Wilhelm. And Wilhelm stacked up after a short gain down to about the 23-yard line. He gains a yard. Wilhelm 6 carries for 12 yards. And now it's going to be 3rd and 6 for the Shells at the Marquette 23-yard line. Down to 2 minutes and counting remaining in the first half. Marquette leading 6-0.
Well, I think if there was any question about how important Gilwas is to this team, not just on offense, but also on defense, we're finding out this first half.
Well, the most disconcerting part from a Marquette perspective are the stupid penalties, the personal fouls, the unsportsmanlike conduct, and now the Shells whistled for a delay of game. That's their first penalty of the night, and that one hurts as they were facing 3rd and 6. Now it's going to be 3rd and 11, and that moves them back to the 28-yard line of the Explorers.
And that does hurt. It really does, because the Shells had something going. What they're going to do is roll out with Fenewald and throw that little pass to the halfback coming out of the backfield, because Marquette has not shown the potential to cover it all night.
On 3rd and nearly 12 for the Shells. At the Marquette 28. Here is Fenwell back to throw.
Oh,
and he throws it up for grabs, and it is picked off by Jake Harrison at the 30, tackled immediately there. And Fenwell put that one up for grabs. And Harrison had an easy pick, and lucky for the Shells, there was somebody right there to bring him down. Otherwise, he had nothing but green pasture in front of him.
Right, yeah, Fenwell. Let's just say that one got away from him. The ball slipped out of his hands, and it wasn't a very good throw.
So the Explorers leading 6-0, have a minute 31 and 70 yards between them and the end zone. Let's see what they elect to do here. Receivers left and right. And they put a man in motion and give it on the counter to Brimage, and Brimage takes it out across the 35 to the 36-yard line. A gain of 6 on that carry for Cecil Brimage.
Yeah, Cecil has been playing defense most of the season, but this week Coach Reinhardt began playing Cecil a little bit more. I mean, he has been playing a receiver a little bit, but not in the backfield at all. And this week Coach Reinhardt moved Cecil to the backfield, maybe because he knew Zeros was going to be out this week.
2nd and 4 Explorers. From their own 36-yard line, back to pass Vest. Seth now under pressure, running for his life. Puts a move on at the 35, out across the 40 to the 42-yard line. He's got a first down, and now a flag is thrown as Vest is hammered into the Roxana bench all the way over here near the track. He was hit about 5 yards out of bounds. But Vest on that carry ended up picking up 5 yards, good for an Explorer first down, and they'll tack 15 onto the end of that.
Yeah, but I'm sure the Shells, except for the penalty at the end, the Shells don't mind seeing, at this late point in the first half, seeing Vest scrambling like that. They don't want to give up any long passes and, a touchdown this late in the first half.
Well, both teams making stupid mistakes. There was no reason to hit Max Vest out of bounds there.
No.
And now that 15-yard walk-off against the Shells moves Marquette into Roxana territory. They put the football down at the Roxana 43-yard line, and now Nathan Miles, head coach of the Shells, says, we need to talk this over. We can't have that. 51 seconds remaining in the first half. It's Marquette 6, Roxana nothing. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Looking for something to do this weekend?
RiverBender.com.
How about great deals on your favorite pastime?
RiverBender.com.
Maybe you're in the market for a new home.
RiverBender.com.
Or a new car.
RiverBender.com.
Restaurants, menus, coupons, and gift certificates.
RiverBender.com.
No matter what you're shopping for.
RiverBender.com.
If you live in the Riverbend community, you need to visit.
It begins with a dream. It takes a steady hand and teamwork, and it ends in a dream come true. At Ralph J. Pasley Custom Homes, we custom design and build your home exactly the way you envision it. Whether you own your lot or you want to locate in one of our growing subdivisions, we'll build your home wherever your dream takes you. Call Ralph G. Pasley Custom Homes today at 800-377-3350, working together to build one dream at a time.
Following the Roxana timeout, following the Roxana personal foul penalty, 1st and 10 Marquette at the 43 of the Shells with 51 seconds remaining in the half. Vest drops the throw. His feet slip. Now he regains his balance and lets it go. He's got Travis Jones at the 10. He steps out of bounds. Did he catch it?
No, he dropped it.
No, they're going to call it a catch.
Oh.
Now the official's talking it over. One official marking it. And they do. It's a completion down to the 10-yard line.
I'm glad we don't have instant replay.
Good for 33 yards on that completion. Travis Jones, the freshman, looking right at the sideline and steps out just outside the 10-yard line.
I don't think Roxana thinks he caught it, and I'm not sure he caught it, but it remains a catch.
1st and 10. Just outside the Roxana 10 for the Explorers. Vest rolls to his right. He wants to throw. Eludes the tackler. Now he's going to take off with it. Still on his feet inside the 10, down to about the 5. Inside the 5. No, he's inside the 10, down to about the 7-yard line. And he picked up about 3 on that scramble.
And this is a huge series for Marquette. If they can get in, put this in, pick up 7 points, and make it 13-0. What a difference 13-0 is over 6-0.
And the Explorers will call a timeout here, facing 2nd and 7, just outside the 7. And the clock stops with 31 seconds remaining in the half. It's Marquette 6, Roxana nothing. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sport.
Altonized Community Federal Credit Union has been dedicated to offering personalized, reliable service to meet the diversified financial need of each member since 1939. And on average, credit unions provide the best financial offerings with fewer fees, lower rates on loans, and higher rates on savings. Stop in today and learn about all the benefits of being a member of Altonized Community Federal Credit Union. And with only months left until Christmas, be sure to ask about their holiday loan special. Auto Centers Nissan, the largest Nissan dealer in Southern Illinois, is moving to a new state-of-the-art facility located near 255 and Wood River. This new facility at 1825 East Edwardsville Road will give us the ability to serve you even better. Along with award-winning service, we have huge selection, over 300 vehicles, including hard-to-find, high-line, and specialty cars. Come in and visit us today or check us out online at www.autocentersnissan.com, where you always buy it right.
With Mike Slaughter, Sam Stem back in Roxana. 31 seconds remaining in the half. Marquette leading 6-0. But it's 2nd down and 7 for the Explorers, just inside the 8 of the Shells. Vest out of the shotgun, and the snap goes over his head. He goes back and covers it all the way back at the 23-yard line. So for the first time tonight, they went to the shotgun formation, and the snap went over the head of Max Vest. He could do nothing but go back and cover it. That goes as a loss of 16 on that play, and another Marquette timeout.
Well, I saw Tony Romo take that last week, do that, run back 30 yards, and then run forward 30 yards. I don't know why Vest can't do that.
He was playing the Rams, not the Shells. Shells are better than the Rams, aren't they?
They are tonight.
They've both got as many wins anyway. So a loss of 16 on that play, back to the 23. And that's going to bring about 3rd down and about 22 for the Explorers, who take, I think that's their final timeout.
That is their final timeout.
So they're going to have to, on this play, either get it out of bounds or throw a pass into the end zone. But both Corey Marin and Zach Keenan have shown the ability to kick a field goal from this distance and further. Let's see, it's a 23. That'd be about a 40-yarder. Marin hit a 39-yarder, and Keenan hit a 48-yarder. So at the very least, the Explorers want to preserve the opportunity for the field goal. And so they've got to be careful and not have this play end and have the clock run out before they can get the field goal unit on. Now the power I formation, double tight end set, and back to pass is Best. Under pressure, scrambling to his left. He's looking for the near sideline, and he's gonna. Oh, he stays inside. He cut it up inside instead of stepping out of bounds, and they roll the clock. And the Explorers will not get the field goal unit on.
No, they won't now.
A poor decision there by Max Vest. He could have easily gotten out of bounds at about the 15 to 14-yard line, and he tried to cut it back up inside, and the clock runs out. The Shells dodge a bullet.
Yeah, he had the whole sideline. He could have easily stepped out, and instead he stepped in.
And you've got to believe that during that timeout that Coach Reinhardt said, whatever you do, if you take off with the football, you got to get out of bounds or you got to throw it into the end zone.
Well, I'm looking at Max Vest walking off with one of the assistant coaches right now, and I guarantee you he's getting his butt chewed.
Yeah. Although they put an arm around it, and now Coach Reinhardt stops Max Vest and says, I'm sure he's saying, what did we just talk about? Max, you cost us a chance for 3 points there, and I'm sure nobody feels worse about it than Max Vest.
No, he's hanging his head right now, but I tell you what, part of being a leader is keeping your head up, coming out the second half, and taking Marquette down the field. Hey, they're up 6-0. So what if it's not 26-0 like people thought it might be? They're up 6-0. They need to win this game.
Well, but you can be guaranteed of one thing, that in the locker room at halftime, the team that feels best about itself is the Roxana Shells, who trail by 6. And the team that feels worst about itself is the Marquette Explorers, the team that leads by 6, and that all has to do with the expectations going in. But it was a whale of a first half, and at halftime. The score in this South Central Conference matchup, the 5-1 Marquette Explorers against the 0-6 Roxana Shells. It's Marquette 6, Roxana nothing. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
There's no better place to get ready for Halloween than Baxter's. Need a costume for Halloween? Baxter's has a huge selection of costumes for rent. Having a Halloween party? Baxter's has aisles and aisles of spooky decorations, plus lots of fun and creepy toys for your trick-or-treaters. Pirates and princesses are big this year, but Baxter's can help you create your very own theme party with their 60-plus years of ideas. Make one stop to the place where great parties begin. Baxter's in Alton on Broadway. Baxter's business is fun.
Thinking about doing some home improvement? The time has never been better than right now thanks to Eagle Home Improvement. We can handle all your remodeling needs including windows, siding, sunrooms, roofs, decks, and so much more. Right now, save 33% on Eagle Board energy efficient siding. Save 25% on Eagle Series Gold Collection windows. Save 10% on sunroofs and 15% on the project of your choice. We even offer financing for all your remodeling needs. Call Eagle Home Improvement today for a free in-home estimate. 618-259-2500.
With Mike Slaughter, Sam 10 back at Charles Rage Field in Roxana, where the Marquette Explorers lead the Roxana Shells at halftime. If you're just tuning in, brace yourself. It's Marquette 6, Roxana nothing. The Explorers playing without their star running back, Jared Zerwas, who is not dressed here this evening, sitting out with those nagging injuries, the worst of which, I guess, is the ankle injury he suffered last week in that win over the East Alton Wood River Oilers. But the Explorers have hurt themselves here tonight with some silly penalties, some poor decision-making. The Shells have committed a couple of turnovers, but managed to dodge the bullet. And here's the way the scoring went in the first half, about midway through the first quarter, with 5:43 remaining in the first quarter. After Marquette had taken over in Roxana territory following a Shells fumble, Marquette couldn't move the football, and Corey Marin came in and kicked a 39-yard field goal. With 5:43 remaining in the first quarter, Marquette led it 3-0. Then into the second quarter we went, and another Explorer drive stalled after a Marquette penalty. And then Marquette kind of went backwards after penetrating down into the red zone. And Zach Keenan came in and lined up for a 48-yard field goal. And with 4:52 remaining in the second quarter, he connected on that 48-yard attempt. It would have been good from 55. And Marquette led it 6-0. The Explorers were knocking on the door at the end of the half. But again, a bad snap in the shotgun formation, and then some poor decision-making. And they never even got to line up for a field goal attempt. And so Roxana goes into the locker room here at halftime, trailing by a score of 6-0. But as we mentioned just before the break, Roxana's feeling pretty good about where they stand in this one. Marquette's feeling pretty bad. And Mike, when you look at the stats, the first thing you look at is 6 penalties for 60 yards against the Explorers. Then things like that bad snap and the poor decision their quarterback made not getting out of bounds to preserve the field goal attempt there at the end of the half. The Explorers just aren't playing smart football here tonight.
No, not at all. And I'm going to tell you something. Coach Reinhardt began the evening, I think, 54 years of age. And right now at halftime, I guarantee you he feels like he is 64 years of age. It's games like tonight that give you the gray hair or even a bald head for pulling your hair out. And Coach Reinhardt has every reason to pull his hair out because, again, stupid penalties, a snap over the quarterback's head, a poor decision made by the quarterback, not having Jared Zerwas to begin the night. Again, obviously, anybody who thought that Zerwas was overrated, I think that they're finding out tonight that as goes Zerwas, I hate to put it this way, but as goes Zerwas, so goes the Marquette offense.
Well, the other thing that I think you have to take into account here is leadership. Zerwas leads by example down there on the field. He never quits. He's one of the smallest guys on the field, but he goes out there and plays with the biggest heart. And here in the second half, I'm sure what the Explorers need more than anything is for somebody to step forward and lead.
And that's exactly right. That's well put. Someone needs to step forward and lead, whether it be Larry Newquist, whether it be Max Vest, whether it be one of the underclassmen, whether it be the offensive lineman. But someone's got to step up and decide enough of this. Let's come out the second half and let's play Marquette football and let's put the Shells away.
RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game brought to you by Gerard Fisher, American Family Insurance. Johnson's Corner, the most popular corner in Alton. Premier Title, professional service with a personal touch. Chuck West Agency, serving your insurance needs for 47 years. Rolling Hills, the friendliest golf course in the Riverbend. Roberts Motors in Alton and Wood River. Midwest Motorsports, your fun headquarters in Hartford. United Methodist Village, where living is easy. Century 21 Seneca Edwards, big or small, we sell them all. Altonized Community Credit Union, offering lower rates on loans and higher rates on savings. Eagle Home Improvement, call us today for a free home estimate. Auto Centers Nissan, where you always buy it right. Ralph J. Pasley Custom Homes, working together to build one dream at a time. And Baxter's on Broadway in Alton, where great parties begin.
And that has had an impact, I think, on the Explorers, as they've not really gotten. Although, look over there, Zerwas is in uniform and warming up.
Yes,
so
he
he
is.
put the pads on here at halftime, and we may see him in the second half. That'll be interesting to watch. Now the kick by Zach Keenan, returned by the Shells right up the gut, out to the 20, maybe the 21-yard line. On the return for the Shells was number 5, Brandon Palin. Zerwas continues
Yeah, I'm
to
watching
warm up.
Zerwas over there
He's
running.
moving pretty quick,
He
isn't
looks fine going straight ahead, but can he cut? You know, and Zerwas, he makes his money off the cut.
He's not playing defense.
No.
So, at any rate, we'll keep an eye on that. 1st and 10 for the Shells from their own 20-yard line. Receivers left and right, a lone setback behind Drew Fenewald, who takes it on the quarterback sneak right up the middle, and he's stacked up for not much yardage on that carry. Mitch Woolner among the Explorers there to meet him. I think Woolner was the first to meet him.
Yeah, he was, and I think Fenewald saw something which closed up real quick.
He saw something that didn't exist. He picked up a yard.
Yeah, he did pick up a yard, but unless it's 4th and 1 sometime down the road, I don't think he'll run that play again.
2nd down and 9, Roxana from their own 21-yard line. 6-0 Marquette as we get the third quarter underway. Receivers left and right. A pair of receivers each side of the field, and now a delay of game against the Shells. That's their second delay of game. Their third penalty of the night. And it's hard to figure why it would take so long to get a 2nd and 9 play underway on the second play after the start of the second half.
That's just what I was trying to figure out, but I'm not smart enough to figure that one out. But obviously, coach isn't happy about that.
2nd and 14, Roxana from their own 16-yard line. Receivers left and right. They put a man in motion to the left side and pitch it, and he goes nowhere. That is Wheat. And Wheat is stacked up to he'll lose yardage. Ian Wheat on the carry, wearing 34 when he runs in the backfield, and a lineman number when he plays defense.
Yeah, looked like Big Andrew Cordy was wrapped all over him.
And Wheat loses yardage back to, it looks like about the 12, almost the 15-yard line, and 3rd and 15 for the Shells.
Well, and they're probably going to throw, obviously, so they can mess things up by running the ball, but let's see how we cover this.
On 3rd and 15, back to pass Fenewald, under pressure, now scrambling for his life, throws this one up for grabs, and Max Best is there to intercept it. At the 42, inside the 40, inside the 35, still on his feet at the 30, inside the 25, down the right sideline, goes all the way down inside the 10-yard line of the Shells. Fenewald threw it up for grabs, and Max Best says thank you very much, and took off and returned it from his 42 all the way down to about the 8 of the Shells.
And then the second half couldn't have begun any better for the Explorers and any worse for the Shells, although Marquette has not put it in the end zone yet, but it looks good right now for Marquette and bad right now for the Shells.
1st and goal for the Explorers. Let's call it the 9 of Roxana. Jared Zerwas not in the lineup. Power I formation, and here is the give to Travis Jones, the tailback. Double lead to the right side. Jones down inside the 5, all the way down to about the 2-yard line.
Yeah, that was a nice single lead, and that's a smart play for Marquette. You've got Larry Newquist at fullback. You've got a scat back like Travis Jones, a tailback. Give the ball to Jones, let him run behind Newquist, and you got something going there.
Jones picked up 5 on that carry. They say he went down at the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal right there for the Explorers. 2nd and goal at the 4. Again, the power I formation with Jones as the tailback. This time the give is to Newquist, the fullback, and he is in for the touchdown. Larry Newquist, a 4-yard touchdown carry, and the Explorers have their first touchdown of the night. Recorded after the interception by Max Best.
Yeah, that was, again, Newquist, just taking the ball. He needed 4 yards. He got 4.5, 5, whatever. I mean, he got his force across the goal line. Made a nice run. Newquist is so hard to bring down. He's got thighs the size of an oak tree.
Now Corey Marin, the extra point attempt out of the hold of Max Best. The kick is up high, long, and good. 9:21 remaining in the third quarter to score now. Marquette 13, Roxana nothing. You're listening to D1570 Radio Sports.
Berger Automotive is ranked number 1 for fixing cars right the first time and number 1 for customer satisfaction. Berger Automotive can work on all models of vehicles and is your full-service car specialist for oil changes, major mechanical, body work, collision repairs, and tires. Loaner cars are available. Berger by the Bridge is better.
Honesty and integrity, that's Berger Automotive. Berger Automotive.
Century 21 Seneca Edwards has been serving the community for over 30 years and prides itself on customer service. If you're in the real estate market, they provide the experience and service you need to make the best decisions. They offer over 50 exceptional agents who are highly trained to help you through the buying and selling process. With offices in Godfrey, Brighton, and Staunton, Century 21 Seneca Edwards is bridging the gap in the real estate industry. Check them out online at c21seehomes.com.
Zach Keenan set to kick it away once again. Marquette now leading 13-0, and Keenan's kick is high, and it will be returned by Wheat from about his own 10. Out up the left sideline goes Ian Wheat, a big head of steam, out across the 30 to the 35 to 36-yard line. Number 34. Wow, once he gets it going, he gets it going.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised he doesn't run the ball more. I mean, obviously Coach Miles knows what he's doing. I don't, but the kid has good size, and you're right. Once he gets going, he's a load.
1st and 10 Shells from their own 37-yard line. Now trailing 13-0. Still early third quarter, 9:15 remaining. Marquette led 6-0 at the half. Drew Fenewald under center with the backs and the wishbone behind him, and here's the give, double lead to the right side, and this is Ian Wheat. And there's just nothing there. He is stacked up, and he'll be lucky if he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, we got a penalty, too. It's going to be, looks like somebody on Marquette threw either a fist or a forearm, so it's going to be a 15-yard penalty against Marquette again.
Well, the 4th major penalty against the Explorers defense for either a personal foul or unsportsmanlike conduct.
Personal foul. Well, I know who they called it against. I can hear one of the coaches yelling across the field at the kid. You got to play under control.
Well, there's a fine line, or maybe it's not a fine line, but there's a line between being aggressive and being stupid. And Marquette has been stupid for the most part here tonight. 4 of those penalties is just way too many. 1st and 10 Shells at midfield. Fenewald with 2 receivers wide to the right side, and here's the give to Vance Wilhelm, and up the middle he goes, and scampers for just a couple down to the Marquette 48-yard line.
Yeah, that Marquette defense, I mean, they're fired up, and it's good to be fired up, but play under control. And right now, when they play under control, they play so well. But then when they, again, as you said, when they do something stupid, it's a 15-yard penalty. So play under control, and you'll win this game.
2nd down and 8, Roxana at the Marquette 48-yard line. The clock rolling with 8:10 remaining third quarter. Marquette leading 13-0. Here is the give. Oh, it's a follow on a kick back. He returns it 45 yards for a touchdown on the fumble return.
Yeah, I tell tell you what, well, Cody got going. He had a little bit of speed, didn't he? Big boy. I tell you what, like I said, that Marquette defense is fired up now, so this play under control. They can dominate this game, but just don't do this.
So 45 yards on the return of the fumble for Andrew Cordy. And the Explorers have their lead. Corey Marin will attempt to add point number 20. Low snap. Vest gets the spot down, and the kick is up high, long, and good. 7:58 remaining here in the third quarter. It's now suddenly Marquette 20, Roxana nothing. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Altonized Community Federal Credit Union has been dedicated to offering personalized, reliable service to meet the diversified financial need of each member since 1939. And on average, credit unions provide the best financial offerings with fewer fees, lower rates on loans, and higher rates on savings. Stop in today and learn about all the benefits of being a member of Altonized Community Federal Credit Union. And with only months left until Christmas, be sure to ask about their holiday loan special. Auto Centers Nissan, the largest Nissan dealer in Southern Illinois, is moving to a new state-of-the-art facility located near 255 and Wood River. This new facility at 1825 East Edwardsville Road will give us the ability to serve you even better. Along with award-winning service, we have huge selection, over 300 vehicles, including hard-to-find, high-line, and specialty cars. Come in and visit us today or check us out online at www.autocentersnissan.com, where you always buy it right.
Marquette leading Roxana 20-0 here, just 4 minutes and 2 seconds into the third quarter. It was 6-0 at halftime, but a pair of Roxana turnovers, an interception thrown by Drew Fenewald, and then a fumble as the Shells had trouble as they tried to hand the football to Ian Wheat. On that play, I think they tried to run a counter.
They did.
And a little bit of a mix-up there in the backfield, and the ball just laying on the ground, and Andrew Cordy picked it up and ran it 45 yards for the touchdown. And now Zach Keenan pumps up, kicks this one about 5 yards deep into the end zone, and the Shells will start 1st and 10 from their own 20. Well, Jared Zerwas was not dressed in the first half. He was over there in shorts. And when the Explorers came out after the halftime break, Zerwas was in uniform and sprinting up and down the sideline. But he's not sprinting over there anymore. He's not gotten into this ball game. He made up.
And probably at this point he won't. I think the defense decided we're going to keep Zerwas off the field and let him get rested up for next week. So, those were two huge series right there.
And so now the Shells with their offense back out onto the field. We've not seen much of the Marquette offense. And here's the give, and nothing doing there. No running room whatsoever for those Shell running backs, as that front line for Marquette is just smothering everybody. That was the Ian Wheat once again.
Number 34.
And no gain on that carry for Wheat.
Now, I'll tell you something, and Marquette's starting to pull away now, and I don't know what the final score will be. But anybody who thinks that Coach Miles is not doing a good job with this undermanned Roxana squad is nuts. I've been watching what his squad does offensively and defensively, and it's obvious they just don't have the number nor the horses. But I like what Coach Miles is doing with the Roxana team.
Receivers left and right. Wheat the lone setback, and Benewald back to throw. He's got, it's incomplete, dropped by Brumley. Now that's a sophomore. So you're building for the future. And Brumley's shown some promise here this evening, but there was a pass out into the right flat. He was wide open, and he just tried to turn it upfield before he caught it.
And that's been a great play for Roxana all night long. For some reason, Marquette still hasn't adjusted to that back out of the backfield and gotten the man. Well, maybe they have, but the man just misplayed it. But anyhow, that's been a good play. And yeah, Brumley dropped the ball, but that's very common in high school ball, especially for a sophomore to want to look upfield and start running before he has the ball.
Now the Shells want a timeout. It comes with 7:13 remaining in the third quarter. The score, Marquette 20, Roxana nothing. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
There's no better place to get ready for Halloween than Baxter's. Need a costume for Halloween? Baxter's has a huge selection of costumes for rent. Having a Halloween party? Baxter's has aisles and aisles of spooky decorations, plus lots of fun and creepy toys for your trick-or-treaters. Pirates and princesses are big this year, but Baxter's can help you create your very own theme party with their 60-plus years of ideas. Make one stop to the place where great parties begin. Baxter's in Alton on Broadway. Baxter's business is fun.
Thinking about doing some home improvement? The time has never been better than right now thanks to Eagle Home Improvement. We can handle all your remodeling needs including windows, siding, sunroofs, roofs, decks, and so much more. Right now, save 33% on Eagle Board energy efficient siding. Save 25% on Eagle Series Gold Collection windows. Save 10% on sunroofs and 15% on the project of your choice. We even offer financing for all your remodeling needs. Call Eagle Home Improvement today for a free in-home estimate. 618-259-2500.
Sam Stem with Mike Slaughter back in Roxana. 3rd and 10 Shells from their own 20-yard line.
3rd and 10 from the 20-yard line.
The Shells offense has been on the field most of this third quarter, but has done nothing but commit 2 turnovers. And now here is the give right up the middle, and that's Weed. He crosses the 25 and takes it out to the 27-yard line. Ian Weed on the carry, but it brings about 4th down.
Number 34.
In a punting situation for Roxana. They will drop into punt formation for the first time this season.
And you know, Sam, I would not be surprised to see Coach Reinhardt go for this. Send the kids in on a hard rush and try to block this. They've got Marquette has Cecil Grimmage back deep, it looks like. They had been Max Vest in the past games, but Cecil's got some good hands back there.
Well, Marquette sets up the return. Fenawald gets the kick away. It's a high short kick. The Explorers watch it hit short of midfield. Now it crosses midfield and rolls dead at the Explorer 49-yard line. 1st and 10 Marquette right there. And as the offense from Marquette comes onto the field, Jared Zerwa stays on the far sideline. And I don't think we will see him here this evening.
No, I think the sideline tonight is a good place for Jared. It's just unfortunate because, I mean, he's got 18 touchdowns and I think over 1,000 yards rushing, and he could have added to those tonight. But I think the sideline right now is a good place for him.
Power I formation for the Explorers. Double tight end set. Here he is, the give to Travis Jones. Off tackle right. Jones still on his feet. Inside the 40, inside the 35 of the Shells. All the way down to the 33-yard line. A pickup of 19 on that carry for the freshman, Travis Jones.
Yeah, that was out of the power I. And very simply, it was a lead up the middle. Travis Jones is the kind of running back that he needs to carry the ball. He gets better as the game goes along. And again, he's only a freshman. He has tremendous speed. He's a strong kid. And if he can get behind Harrison, Jake Harrison, and Larry Newquist, I tell you what, I'd love to run behind those 2 kids.
Double tight power I formation. Again, they give it to Travis Jones, this time on the counter to the left side. He takes it inside the 30, down to the 29-yard line. A gain of 4 on that carry. You mentioned Jones getting some work. I think the most carries he got in a varsity game this year was down in Greenville late in that game, and some folks came away, some Explorer fans came away from that one saying, wow.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he's got, 2 or 3, maybe even 4 touchdowns this year, and for a freshman running back, that's pretty darn good.
2nd and 6 Marquette at the 29 of the Shells. Again, double tight, power I formation. The pitch to Travis Jones trying to sweep the right side. A lead block out there by Andrew Cordy. But Jones could not shake the defenders. He got back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. And it's going to be 3rd and 6 for the Explorers at the 29 of Roxana.
Yeah, watch for Max Vest to fake that sweep again and maybe bootleg it out and run the ball or pass it. He'll probably, coach will give him the option, a run or pass option from the quarterback.
Keenan wide left, Schwartz wide right. Harrison a wing to the right. He goes in motion to the left side. Vest in the shotgun, drops the throw. Looking out to the left side, incomplete, intended for Travis Jones. And Vest overletting just a hair down at the 15-yard line. Let's see if we have another long field goal attempt here.
Yeah, I don't see the field goal kicker coming out here. No, that's not the field goal kicker. I don't know what coach is going to do. Maybe he's going to go for it, I guess. But I tell you what, that last play, that pass play, it looked like Max had a couple receivers to choose from. Here comes the kicking tee. So, yeah, we've got Zach Keenan out there, and he's going to attempt a field goal.
A 46-yard attempt. He's already hit from 48. This from the right hash mark. They line it up, the snap, the spot, the kick. It's a line drive. It's plenty long, and it is good. Yeah! Zach Keenan will field goal from 48 and 46 yards tonight to go with the 39-yarder by Corey Merritt.
And I'll tell you what, we saw that field goal just now. It wasn't real pretty, but it doesn't have to be pretty. It was through. And again, that one would have been good for 5 more yards. You know, for a junior to come in and kick a 48 and a 46-yard field goal, that's pretty impressive.
Zach Keenan connects on the 46-yard field goal. 4:45 remaining in the third quarter. The score now, Marquette 23, Roxana nothing. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
It begins with a dream. It takes a steady hand and teamwork, and it ends in a dream come true. At Ralph G. Pasley Custom Homes, we custom design and build your home exactly the way you envision it. Whether you own your lot or you want to locate in one of our growing subdivisions, we'll build your home wherever your dream takes you. Call Ralph G. Pasley Custom Homes today at 800-377-3350, working together to build one dream at a time.
Berger Automotive is ranked #1 for fixing cars right the first time and #1 for customer satisfaction. Berger Automotive can work on all models of vehicles and is your full-service car specialist for oil changes, major mechanical, body work, collision repairs, and tires. Loaner cars are available. Berger by the Bridge is better.
Honesty and integrity, that's Berger Automotive. Berger Automotive.
Zach Keenan getting a workout here in the third quarter. Another kickoff, and he powers this one deep and into the end zone. Automatic touchback, and the Shells will start once again from their own 20-yard line.
I tell you what, Keenan's got the adrenaline flowing now. I mean, he's kicking these field goals from 48 and 46. He's putting the kickoffs into the end zone. He's going to get some looks. The kid has got a very good leg. You know, I am not going to sit up here yet, Sam, and start saying he's the next Craig Hendrick.
Well,
but I would love to be saying it next year.
And I'll tell you what, when Corey Marin kicked that 39-yarder to start the scoring tonight, that would have been good from 50. So Keenan, the long field goal guy, but Marin pretty good from 39. Now, here Roxana can't get their running game going at all.
No.
And the handoff that time, and another running play for a loss. That was Vance Wilhelm on that carry. And he seemed a little unhappy there at the bottom of the pile. Looked like maybe he might have kicked at somebody, but the officials didn't flag it. A loss of a yard by Vance Wilhelm.
Well, the dilemma that Coach Miles is facing right now is he's got 21 kids that look like in uniform, and they're worn out right now. So things could get worse this second half.
Second down and 11 Shells from their own 19-yard line. And back to throw is Fenwell under pressure trying to escape. He can. He's brought down. That's Andrew Forty. You know, Forty last week was the offensive lineman of the week for the Knights of Columbus quarterback club. And I think that was the 4th time this week he was offensive lineman of the week. But he's distinguishing himself on defense here tonight.
Well, he's a good little football player. I mean, by little what I mean is, he's got a good-sized body and everything. He's not Division I. That's probably going to insult somebody, he or his friends or whatever. But he could be a good Division III football player for somebody.
So now 3rd and 20 for the Shells from their own 10-yard line after that sack by Cordy. They put a man in motion to the right side, and they try to run a draw play. They give it to Ian Wheat, and he runs east and west instead of north-south. Tries to turn that right corner and picked up 3 out to the 13-yard line. Now another punting situation for Roxana.
Yeah, right now the Roxana offense, they are doing nothing. And let's give credit to the Marquette defense. The Marquette defense came out fired up. Again, I don't know what the coaches said at halftime, but I can guess what the coaches said at halftime.
Whatever it was the right thing. It was a completely different ball club out here in the white jerseys in the second half as compared to the first half.
Absolutely.
Now Fenwell punt formation, punting from his end zone, a dandy punt. And Cecil Brimage watches it hit. It takes a Roxana bounce out across the 40 to the 41 of the Shells, and that's where the Explorers will start 1st and 10. So Marquette has scored a touchdown and a field goal on offense. They've got the defensive touchdown here in the second half as well, and everything going Marquette's way in the second half. And they appear to have their heads in the football game now and appear to be perhaps focusing on the Shells instead of maybe thinking ahead to next week, which is going to be the conference championship game against the Carlinville Cavaliers, regardless of what happens here this evening.
Right.
Or in the Carlinville game this evening. Counter, Travis Jones. Nice block by Andrew Forty. And here goes Travis Jones down the right sideline, inside the
tell you what, that kid, he can put that ball away, and he just turns on the afterburner, and he can run. He is fast. And again, the neat thing is he's only a freshman, so, we could have him around for 3 more years and be talking about him quite a bit.
Well, he took it from the 41 down to the 5, a 36-yard pickup. And a first down on that carry for Travis Jones. First and goal for the Explorers. And now suddenly Travis Jones has 66 yards rushing here this evening. Power I formation that gives to Travis Jones the tailback again, following the block of Andrew Cordy. He's in for the touchdown, a 5-yard touchdown run. Travis Jones just walked into a huge hole after 40, the right tackle, steals things off there. And Travis Jones scores the third Explorer touchdown of the night.
Well, and that offensive line right now is really eating up the Shells. It's doing one heck of a job. And I tell you what, the lead blockers there, too, went through and did one heck of a job. Unfortunately, right now, there's a Shell down on the field.
The injured Roxana Shell back in the end zone, and so they're not in any hurry to get out there and attend to him, are they?
No, they sure don't seem to be.
And I'm not sure who it is. It looks like a cramp, actually, as they're attending to the player. And just by the way they're attending to him, it looks like maybe a cramp. It is extremely hot here this evening. I mean, you figure now, here we are into October. We're supposed to have some chilly football evenings, and it was 85 degrees plus at game time, and it's still warm here late in the third quarter.
Yeah, luckily there is. I can see the flag blowing, so there is a little bit of a breeze out there, and that's got to be helping some. But when these football players, they put on this equipment, these shoulder pads and knee pads, thigh pads, girdle pads. Then they put on a helmet, and I don't think people realize just how heavy these helmets are. These guys, they've got their armor on, and they go out there, and it's hot. And you've got to be careful, especially in the heat with all that equipment on.
But they are, signaling over here to the near sideline, saying, hey, maybe send somebody out here and help this guy off the field or whatever.
Yeah, they went 2 guys out there.
Come get him. Right? The officials saying, come get your teammate and drag him off the field so we can get going again.
And the guys on the sidelines are looking at who? Me? Not me. You do it. I don't want to do it.
I'm not 100% sure. We'll know here in a moment, but I think that might be Vance Wilhelm down there, who's one of the smallest guys on the field.
Yeah.
And goes both ways. And I think he just came up with cramps. It is Vance Wilhelm.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And they'll help him off here to the near sideline. And I think not only does he have a cramp in one leg, he's got him in both legs.
Yeah, and he's played a pretty good game, all things considered tonight. But he's been on the field quite a bit tonight on offense, defense, special teams. And again, it's warm out here.
As little as Vance is, one guy probably could have carried him off.
Well, one guy probably could have.
And now Corey Marin will attempt to add point number 30 for the Explorers. So that drive was all Travis Jones. After the Roxana punt, Jones 2 plays, 41 yards, and now Corey Marin's kick is up high, long, and good. 1:59 remaining in the third quarter. The score now, Marquette 30, Roxana nothing. You're listening to D1570 Radio Sports.
What do I need to do to sell you a car today?
Roberts Motors, 2 locations, Alton and Wood River.
The more your life changes, the more your insurance needs change. I'm Gerard Fisher of American Family Insurance. In just minutes, I can conduct a free personal insurance review to help you determine how much and what type of coverage is right for you with no costly gaps or overlaps. Interested? Call me, Gerard Fisher of American Family Insurance today at 466-7062.
American Family Insurance.
Now, with just under 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter, it's suddenly 30-0, and Marquette has dominated it primarily with their defense.
Yeah, the defense has been great this third quarter.
Zach Keenan, a low-line drive kick, and it's fielded by one of the up men for the Shells out across the 15 to the 20. And not much further than that goes the return man, Brian Elkins. And
number 21, Kyle
Roxana
Murphy.
sends its offense back out onto the field, but they have done virtually nothing here in the second half as the Explorer defense has gotten extremely stingy.
Well, it looks like they've gotten angry out there, and they're playing hard-nosed football. Again, they've made some silly mistakes, as we've both alluded to, but when they decided they want to play hard-nosed defense, they've done it.
1st and 10, Roxana from their own 20-yard line. The backs in the eye behind Drew Fenewald. Receivers left and right, and here's a fumble. It's loose on the ground. Who's got the football? Marquette has it. They tried to hand it to Ian Wheat.
It was a fumble.
Now, we pointed out that Wheat, for the better part of the season, has been a lineman. And they've moved him into that backfield, and now he takes his spot on the line defensively, but the mesh has not been there between Fenwell and Wheat on a number of occasions here tonight, and that was an example there.
Yeah, it's not easy to just, to go from being a lineman to just stepping into the backfield. It looks like Marquette's made quite a few, they've made a few changes on defense. Well, now they're on offense, but on that last defensive series, they had some new kids out there.
1st and 10, Marquette at the 18 of the Shells. Back to pass, Best out to the left side. He's got Keenan. Keenan takes it in and steps out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. So that pickup good for about 10. As Best just stood up and hit Keenan out in the left flat. And they may want to bring the sticks all the way across and measure, or are they going to say it's a first down for Marquette? I think it's close enough to have
first down, but
well, the referee looks over one way, the other way, and says, first down, Explorers, 1st and goal.
Yeah, watch for Nucleus to get the ball now. They're just going to probably power it right up the gut.
They put a man in motion. That's Brimage. They give it to Travis Jones on the counter to the right side. He takes it inside the 5 down to about the 3 or the 2-yard line. So they ran the counter with the wing counter with Travis Jones, and he took it to the 4 for a gain of 4 on the carry.
Yeah, that's a real nice little play there where you fake the fullback through the hole. In this case, Nuquist went to the left side. Vest fakes him the ball, then hands it to the wingback coming around. In this case, Travis Jones, and he made a nice little gain on that.
2nd down and goal. And here is the give to Cecil Brimage to the left side. He's in for the touchdown.
And unless I'm mistaken, that's Cecil's first varsity touchdown. And like Coach was telling me this week, Cecil's really been working hard in practice. Great kid, listens well and everything, and I'm glad to see that. Good for you, Cecil.
A 4-yard touchdown run for Cecil Brimage. And Marquette adds to its lead. And now Corey Marin will attempt the extra point. Low snap picked up by Marin, and he is tackled back there.
Yeah,
Marin shouldn't run.
Marin's not used to running the ball. Again, he's a very good soccer player. He's a very good field goal kicker, but he's not used to running the football.
So with 41 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, the score now. Marquette 36, Roxana nothing. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
It's time to book a date for your fall banquet and holiday party at Johnson's Corner. The banquet room at Johnson's Corner seats up to 80, and you can choose either a buffet or sit-down meal. Johnson's Corner will also cater to your home party, workplace, employee appreciation party, birthday party, or a holiday party. When Johnson's Corner caters, you can count on prompt personal service, and afterwards, they'll even clean up the food mess. Call for available dates, 465-5640. Johnson's Corner, the most popular corner in Alton.
Midwest Motorsports, one of the largest dealers in the area with over 12,000 square feet of showroom, featuring Yamaha, Suzuki, Polaris, and Sea-Doo. We also have a wide assortment of accessories and apparel, as well as a service department with factory-trained technicians. Midwest Motorsports, just south of Alton in Hartford, Illinois on Route 3, 4 miles north of I-270. Visit our website at MidwestMotorsports.com.
Well, Mike Slaughter Jared Zerwas, who has scored 18 touchdowns for Marquette and rushed for over 1,000 yards, was not dressed through the first half of this game. Put his pads on at halftime, but it looks like that was a wasted effort on his part.
Well, maybe not. It sure maybe it fired the team up, yeah.
And now Zach Keenan puts it into the end zone once again. Automatic touchback, and Roxana will start first and 10 from their own 20.
Yeah, and that's hard. It's hard to go 80 yards and not do a ball. That is such a weapon, having Keenan. And the neat thing for Coach Reinhardt and the Explorers is that Keenan's only a junior. He'll be back next year, and he won't be competing with Corey Marin either. He'll be, I'm sure, the only kicker for Marquette next year.
Marquette with a 30-point outburst in the third quarter. They led 6-0 at halftime and have just come out and totally dominated in the third quarter and done it primarily with defense. And here's the handoff and nothing doing there. I mean, just absolutely no push whatsoever by that front line by Roxana. Drew Brumley on the carry. He lost the yard.
Well, and that's what I was saying earlier about, Coach Miles, he knows what he's doing. He's got a good concept. He understands the game of football. He just doesn't have the horses. And I don't care how good a coach you are. If you don't have the kids up front, you're not going to win many games. I have heard that Coach Miles has a very good freshman class coming up. It may take Coach another year or two, but he's going to be there.
Split backs behind Fenewald, and here's the give to Ian Wheat, trying to find some running room to the left side, and he does drag some tacklers with him across the 20, out to the 24-yard line to pick up a 5 on that carry for Ian Wheat. Going to bring about third and about 7 for the Shells. And that is going to be the end of the third quarter. The score is now Marquette 36, Roxana nothing. You're listening to Z1370 Radio Sports.
Did you know you can choose your own title company for your real estate transactions? Here are comments from people who chose Premier Title and Escrow Company.
Use them on an average 3 or 4 times a month.
We closed at the Premier office in Godfrey at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and I was back to work by 2:30.
They understand what I need when I call them, even if I can't express it properly to them.
For your next real estate transaction, choose Premier Title and Escrow Company in Godfrey, offering professional service with a personal touch.
Rolling Hills Golf Course, the friendliest golf course in the Riverbend area, has been providing an enjoyable golf experience and exceptional value for thousands of golfers every year. Rolling Hills offers a 27-hole golf facility, state-of-the-art driving range, and a clubhouse designed for tournament use. Bring out a few friends or have your next business meeting where you can enjoy a light lunch with cocktails and free Wi-Fi. Be good to yourself and your game. Come out and visit Rolling Hills Golf Course or see us online at rollinghillsgc.com.
12 minutes of action remains here at Charles Raich Field in Roxana. A game that was led by Marquette 6-0 at the half is now 36-0 Explorers at the end of 3 quarters. A 30-point outburst by Marquette. Now 3rd and 6 Roxana from their own 24-yard line. Fenewald back to throw. Feeling some pressure. Now he wants to run with it, and he won't go far. Brought down from behind.
Drew Fenewald on the keeper.
And Fenewald picked up 3 out to the 26, well, 2 out to the 26, and now it will be a punting situation for the Shells once again. Roxana did not punt in the first half.
No, they did not.
And this will be their 3rd punt here in the second half, along with 3 turnovers.
Drew Fenewald is back to punt.
You got Cecil, Marquette's got Cecil Brimage back to receive the punt.
Fenewald stands back at his own 10-yard line awaiting the snap, gets a good one, and steps into the kick. A nice kick, high, end over end. Hits at midfield, takes a Roxana bounce, and rolls out of bounds at the Marquette 42-yard line. The Explorer offense back out onto the field. They'll start 1st and 10 right there. And the key to Marquette's rebound here in the second half, because Marquette did not play well in the first half, but the key has been the Marquette defense, which has set the offense up on a short field every time, either by forcing turnovers or by forcing 3 and outs. And if the Marquette defense had played with this intensity in the first half, it would have been a bigger lead than 6-0 at halftime for the Explorers.
Right, absolutely. It looks like just as on defense, now Marquette is starting to get a lot of subs in there on offense. They've got a new quarterback in the game, but I tell you what, as long as it's taking them right now, they're going to get a delay of game call.
The quarterback is Andre Embry, And confusion there and a fumble, and it's loose on the ground and recovered by the Shells, I think.
Well, and that's what that's the new
Marquette
new
got it back somehow.
I don't know how Marquette got it back because that ball was loose on the ground. But anyhow, they gave it to Marquette. And Roxana's not saying anything, so obviously we missed something up here, Sam. But right now, Marquette's got almost a whole new offense out there. Right now, kids are coming on the field, and the starters are going off the field, which is good. You know, gives these younger kids a chance to play and develop because this is your team for next year.
So a loss of 2 on that play. Second down and 12 for the Explorers from their own 40-yard line. Andre Embry, the quarterback, receivers left and right.
Yeah,
and there is that delay of game against the Explorers.
Yeah, Marquette would have been better served to just call a timeout and get their subs in and instead of putting themselves in a deeper hole.
Well, Marquette had 6 penalties in the first half. That's only their second penalty here in the second half.
And that's an understandable one. We keep talking about stupid penalties. Well, that wasn't. I mean, that's getting kids on and off the field and stuff. I can see that happening.
Receivers left and right. Andre Embry under center, double wing formation. They put Travis Jones in motion to the right side and pitch it to Jones. And he cuts it back and crosses the 40 and takes it out to the 41-yard line. So a gain of 6 on that carry for the freshman, Travis Jones.
Yeah, he's got some nice instincts. He runs the ball well. He's not afraid to cut back and run into the middle. He's like I said before, he's a tough kid. Not real big yet, but he's a tough kid. One thing he's got to learn to do is tuck that ball away. He likes to carry that ball out like a loaf of bread, and for that reason, he will fumble the ball more times than he should.
3rd and 11 for the Explorers. Jones, 10 carries, 81 yards, and a touchdown. Most of that in the second half. Again, receivers left and right. They put Cecil Brimage in motion to the left side and toss pitch it to him. Brimage trying to turn to the left corner. Boy, he's got a first. Brimage across midfield is going to be very close to a first down at the Roxana 49-yard line. Cecil Brimage on that play.
I tell you what, he looked quick, didn't he, Sam?
He did.
I've not seen that in him. I didn't realize he had that kind of speed, but he ran that pretty well.
He picked up 8 on that carry. It's 4th and 2 for the Explorers.
Yeah, Marquette's going to send out the punting team. They're not going to, get silly here and go for it at midfield. They're going to try to pin Roxana down, let the defense hold him.
So Corey Marin stands back at his own 38-yard line, awaiting the snap in punt formation. He gets a good snap, heavy pressure, and he gets the kick away. And the Shells will return from their own 18. Right up the right sideline they go. And finally, stepping out of bounds at the 31-yard line is Brian Elkins on the return. And Elkins took it from the 18 all the way out to the 31. So the Shells will start 1st and 10. Down to 8:52 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Marquette leading 36-0. Marquette will return home next Saturday night, their final home game. And it will be a conference championship game against the Carlinville Cavaliers, because we don't know what Carlinville's outcome is tonight. But even if they lose, it doesn't matter, because the winner of next week's game will be the conference champion.
That's right, yeah. And, who knows, Carlinville might have looked past Gillespie tonight, but even so, if Gillespie were to upset Carlinville, Carlinville would have 1 loss, and if they were to beat Marquette next week, then Marquette and Carlinville would each have 1 loss. So it's obviously it's the conference championship. It's also senior night. It's also the only game in town because we're playing on a Saturday night at 7 o'clock. So there ought to be one heck of a crowd.
A gain of 2 on that carry for the Shells. Brandon Grizzle, a sophomore, getting his first carry of the night. 2nd down and 8. So I'm sure it'll be a huge crowd at Public School Stadium next Saturday night. Back to pass is Fenewald. He finds his man, Ian Weed, out at the 35. He's tackled immediately. A couple of Explorer tacklers. Derek Dahm was there.
Yeah, I didn't catch the other number. I think Michael Selby was there too. I was somewhere here, 56.
And Tom Hendrick. So at any rate, the completion to Wheat good for 3 yards. And it brings about 3rd and 5.
It looks like right now, I think all the starters are out off of the Marquette defense.
Drew Schwartz still out there.
Yeah, they moved the corner back to safety, yeah.
Derek Dahm, but beyond those two, all the rest are substitutes. Now, Fenewald running for his life. running to his right, and Hendrick crashing down on Hendrick, fast him all the way back to the 30-yard line, and Hendrick showed some speed there. He caught the quarterback from behind.
Yeah, he did a good job. I tell you what concerned me was as I was watching this play develop, our defensive back let a kid, number 43 here for Roxana, run right by them. Now, luckily, Fenwald had no time to throw, but there was a man open deep.
Now, Fenwald will drop back in punt formation. Clock rolling with 6:55 remaining in the fourth quarter. Fenwald stands back at his 15-yard line awaiting the snap. Cecil Brimage back deep to return for the Explorers. And Brimage will watch it hit. Oh, and now he picks it up. That wasn't very smart.
That wasn't very
smart. Immediately, as Brumley is there to tackle him, the flag was thrown on the play as well.
Yeah, I don't know what the flag's about. I tell you what, Fenwald made a nice punt there. Fenwald, we've been saying his name all night long. I think of this evening, he's going to need to get into a hot tub or something because he's taking a beating tonight.
But there are flags.
And it appears they're talking it over with Roxana, so perhaps Marquette threw an illegal block. We were watching Brimage, foolishly it is, an illegal block against the Explorers. We were watching Brimage foolishly pick the ball up after it had hopped a couple of times and did it with a shell standing right there. That was Brumley who tackled Brimage immediately, but there was no reason whatsoever for Cecil Brimage to try to pick that football up.
No.
And I'm sure he's being told that, or has been told that,
and
will be told that again.
I was going to say, when they watch film, he'll be told that again, yeah.
So a 10-yard walk-off against the Explorers for the illegal block. Marquette has his worst field position of the second half. They start 1st and 10 from their own 20. Andre Embry, the quarterback in there, takes the snap, turns, he bumps into his fullback, Newquist, and then Embry takes off with it himself. Right up the right sideline he goes, breaking tackles all the way out to the 48-yard line. A gain of 28-29 out to the 49 by Andre Embry on a busted play, and he put the best hit of the night on, that was Utley, I think, that he bumped into. He knocked Utley over and then said, well, heck, I'll carry it myself.
Well, this Embry, Andre Embry, he's a sophomore. He's a rough athlete. By that, what I mean is, he's a very good athlete, but he needs a lot of experience, training, coaching. He could be very good. He's what we call a diamond in the rough.
1st and 10 Explorers from their own 49-yard line. Now here is a handoff, and that's Utley on the carry. And Utley gets a yard or two to the 49 of the Shells. A pickup of 2 on that carry.
Yeah, Stephen Utley, another sophomore. He's and I mean this respectfully, he's a bowling ball. He's just a short, stocky kid, tough as nails, and he runs hard.
He did a nice job filling in for Newquist for almost 2 games.
He sure did, yeah.
2nd down and 8 Explorers at the 49 of the Shells. They put Travis Jones in, here is the pitch back and running to the left side with the football for the Explorers for a short gain. 25, Gary Clark. Clark takes it down to the 45-yard line for a gain of 4. It's going to be 3rd and 5.
Yeah, Gary Clark's another tough young athlete. He's a junior. I was watching him in a number of JV games, and he's going to be a good football player next year for Marquette, both on offense and defense.
Michael Selby, the lone setback, wings left and right, receivers left and right. 3rd and 5, Marquette in the pitch back to Cecil Brimage. Brimage trying to turn to the left corner, has 1st down yardage and then some inside the 40. Run out of sideline, down at the 35-yard line. And then goes as a gain of 11 on that carry, and another 1st down for Marquette, and Cecil Brimage shows good speed.
Yeah, Coach is really high. I said it all night long. Coach is high on Cecil Brimage, and again, Cecil's another sophomore. And, next year, Cecil's going to be playing offense and defense for Marquette.
Carry will give the Marquette Explorers
1st and 10 for the Explorers. With 5 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter, Marquette leading 36-0, and now a flag was thrown at the end of that play, and now we got a 15-yard walk-off against Roxana.
Yeah, I think it was a late hit on Cecil when he was out of bounds over on the Marquette side.
There was a flag on the play.
4 personal fouls against Marquette and 2 against the Shells. It's been a little bit chippy out there. Both teams, I think, trying to play with some emotion. And even though the fortunes of these two programs are going in different directions right now, this is still a long-standing rivalry that predates even the South Central Conference. This rivalry goes way, way back. It goes back to old guys like John Rogers and Charlie Rage.
Absolutely, and Bill Smith and John Waters, and
even a guy named Mike Slaughter was involved in that.
I don't remember him, but I remember the other guys. And anyhow, yeah, you're right, and it was quite a rivalry, and let's be quite frank, both teams did not like each other, at least during that game. After the game, before the game, and I tell you what, today I consider Charlie Rage one of my best coaching friends and stuff, and what a job he did here, obviously, to get the field named after him and having 200-plus victories and stuff. But mark my words, Roxana may not be very good this year, but they're going to be back.
The Shells took a timeout, and I think that was a teaching moment for Nathan Miles to kind of say to his team, hey, there's no reason to be hitting people out of bounds and picking up 15-yard penalties. We've got enough work to do without digging even deeper holes for ourselves. 1st and 10, Marquette at the 19 of the Shells. They put Michael Selby in motion to the right side, and he tries to sweep the right side. Lots of running room. That's a 10. That's a 5 and out of bounds. That's a 1 yard. Oh, it's a touchdown. A 19-yard touchdown run on that play by the Explorers' Michael Selby. And he showed a burst of speed turning that right corner.
Yeah, good for him, too. Like I said about Cecil Boomage, if I'm not mistaken, that's Michael Selby's first varsity touchdown. I've watched him a lot on the JV level. I think he's a good little player. And, again, he's a junior. Next year, he's going to be playing quite a bit on one side of the ball, either offense or defense. But he's quick. I saw that last year on the JV level and again this year on the JV level.
Now Corey Marin will attempt to add the extra point, now out of the hold of Derek Daum. And Marquette has one too many guys out there, so there's the snap, the spot, the kick. It's up as high as long, and plenty long, and it's good. 4:40 remaining, fourth quarter. The score now, Marquette 43, Roxana nothing. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sport.
Make life easy for yourself at the United Methodist Village.
With no more stairs and no more home upkeep in a spacious apartment or villa home, with no upfront endowment and just one monthly fee, you stay in control of your finances. Now that's easy and smart. Countryside living that is fun, neighborly, and only minutes from the Clark Bridge. The United Methodist Village, where living is easy.
I only wish I'd have moved here sooner.
You've seen the billboards and the crazy floats, but what exactly is RiverBender.com? RiverBender.com puts the Riverbend community at your fingertips. Riverbend news and entertainment, as well as an awesome shopping guide with terrific money-saving coupons from area businesses, a full classified section, a link to local websites, games, and so much more. Plus, every week, RiverBender.com awards cash and prizes. You can be a winner, too. Don't miss out any longer. Check out RiverBender.com today.
With Mike Slaughter, Sam Stem back in Roxana. Don't forget, plenty of sports action for you tomorrow here on the Big Z at 10 o'clock. It's Sports Talk, scores, highlights, coaches' interviews, and more. A complete recap of all the Friday night action. Nick Darr will sit in for Brent Birkeland tomorrow morning. Then at 10:45, we go live to Champaign-Urbana, Illinois, Memorial Stadium. Illinois hosting another top 10 ranked team, the Wisconsin Badgers, in town, and Illinois will try to keep it rolling. And that kickoff at 11 o'clock, live coverage on the Big Z, then a pair of high school games. Now here is the Marquette kick, and it will be returned by Ian Wheat from his own 12 out across the 15, and he crosses the 20, but not much further. That kick by the Explorers' Keenan Eberlin, and returned by Ian Wheat. At 2:30 tomorrow afternoon, following the Illini action, it's Alton High in Collinsville. Complete play-by-play coverage of tonight's Southwestern Conference game. Then game 2 of our high school doubleheader tomorrow will be Civic Memorial in Waterloo, a Mississippi Valley Conference game. So plenty of sports action for you tomorrow right here on the Big Z. Now the clock will run as the mercy rule goes into effect. Marquette with a 43-point lead. Marquette led 6-0 at the half. A big 30-point third quarter by the Explorers. Here's Fenewald and the handoff, and some good running room there by Well, that
was a nice play by Michael Selby coming up and going through a blocker and then making the tackle.
Vance Wilhelm back into the ball game after coming out earlier with cramps. Thought he wouldn't return, but he picks up 6 on that carry.
Yeah, it's good to see him back out there. Obviously, it was only cramps and nothing more serious, an ankle or a knee or something like that.
He got himself hydrated, picks up 6 on that carry, 2nd and 4 for the Shells, just shy of their own 28-yard line. On the second down play, Fenewald turns, keeps it himself on the...
Wheat has the ball
he gives
right
it
here.
to Wheat. He gave it to Wheat on the counter.
He made a nice fake, handed off to Wheat. Wheat came around. I tell you what Wheat's doing now that he wasn't doing earlier. He had both arms on that ball, and he was making sure he held on to it and didn't put it on the ground again.
Wheat picked up 9 on that carry. He's got 21 yards on 6 carries. 1st and 10 for the Shells. It's only their second first down of the second half.
Now, the Shells still have it looks like they're starting offense out there, and people might wonder why aren't they taking the starting no out. They don't have many kids to put in.
No.
You know, so...
everybody that's available is playing. Now, Vance Wilhelm on the carry. And Wilhelm takes it out to near the 40-yard line, a gain of a couple on that carry for Wilhelm. Roxana next week will travel to Southwestern to take on the Piasaw Birds, and Wilhelm down again.
Down again, yeah. This time I don't think it's a cramp, though. This time I think he got nailed in the ribs.
Wilhelm picked up 3 on that carry, so the clock will stop here for an injury. And we're down to 2:21 remaining, so Roxana is going to fall to 0-7 on the season. And 0-4 in the South Central Conference. Marquette will improve to 6-1 overall, 4-0 in the South Central Conference. Marquette will return home next Saturday night for senior night, and they will take on the Carlinville Cavaliers for the conference championship.
Well, and what's important about this game is regardless of what Marquette does its last 2 games, Marquette will have 6 wins. 6 wins guarantees them a playoff position, playoff spot, whereas 5 wins can get you in, but
not necessarily.
There were many Marquette fans who did not believe that the 5 wins would that we would have enough points to get into the playoffs,
including yours truly,
including both of us.
Yeah.
Neither one of us were sure that the 5 wins. That's why even last week and the week prior to that, we were not talking about 5 wins assuring us of the playoffs, but 6 wins does assure you of the playoffs.
Yeah.
So this is a big win for Coach Reinhardt. And it does put Marquette in the playoffs. Obviously, though, they'd rather win their last 2 games and go into the playoffs 8-1 because they'd probably get a home game then.
Well, and that game for the conference championship next week would be a big one, too, because Marquette hasn't won a conference championship since your 9-0 squad.
Since 2002, and as a matter of fact, that's the only football conference championship
ever
in the South Central that Marquette's ever won.
Yeah. So, 2nd and 8 for the Shells from their own 39 as Wilhelm comes limping to the near sideline. Fenewald back to throw. He's got a man wide open, and that is broken up by Michael Selby. Wilhelm put a little air under it. Michael Selby got out back there and broke it up beautifully. But Brian Elkins was wide open down at about the 30-yard line, and if Fenewald could have set himself, he might have gotten it there before Selby could get there, but he had to throw on the run and had to put a little air under it.
Right, and even though Selby readjusted, made a nice play on it, I guarantee you when they watch films tomorrow, Coach will not be happy about that because there was a Roxana shell behind the Marquette defense. At this point in the game, you cannot let anybody get behind you.
Now 3rd and 8 for the Shells. Clock running with 1:20 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Fenewald back to throw, and that was nearly picked off
by Keenan Eberlin. And that might have been picked off by Keenan Eberlin had he not had a huge cast on his right hand, all wrapped up. He, in effect, is playing with one arm out there.
Well, he read the route, and he stepped right in front of the intended receiver, and if he had caught it cleanly and kept his feet, he'd have been gone for about 45 yards for a touchdown. But you're right, that right arm is in a cast, or wrapped very heavily, and he, in essence, was carrying a baton on his arm.
Looks like a big old club, doesn't it?
Yeah, 4th down, 4th and 8, and nothing mixed up in the backfield. They went to a full house backfield. Fenewald tried to run some kind of a counter, and when he went to hand it off, there was no running back there.
Nobody there, yeah.
So he lost 7 yards, and the Explorers will take over on downs, and Marquette may not even have to take a snap.
Yeah, that was Ed Barrett coming through uncontested, and he just wrapped up Finowald and threw him down.
10 seconds on the clock. The clock continues to roll, and Marquette will not take a snap. The final seconds will tick off, and this game will end with the final score: Marquette 43, Roxana nothing. Back to wrap it up in just a moment. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game brought to you by Gerard Fisher, American Family Insurance. Johnson's Corner, the most popular corner in Alton. Premier Title, professional service with a personal touch. Chuck West Agency, serving your insurance needs for 47 years. Rolling Hills, the friendliest golf course in the Riverbend. Roberts Motors in Alton and Wood River. Midwest Motorsports, your fun headquarters in Hartford. United Methodist Village, where living is easy. Century 21 Seneca Edwards, big or small, we sell them all. Altonized Community Credit Union, offering lower rates on loans and higher rates on savings. Eagle Home Improvement, call us today for a free home estimate. Auto Centers Nissan, where you always buy it right. Ralph J. Pasley Custom Homes, working together to build one dream at a time. And Baxter's on Broadway in Alton, where great parties begin.
Sam with Mike Slaughter back in Roxana, where the Explorers defeat the Shells by a score of 43-0. But Mike, it was a tale of two halves, 6-0 at halftime, and Marquette exploded in the second half, 30 points in the third quarter, adding 7 more in the fourth quarter, and they win it going away 43-0. But I guarantee you, Rick Reinhardt, the Explorer head coach, feels much better now than he did at halftime.
Well, he feels much better now than he did at halftime, and than he did before the game, and than he did this afternoon when he came into my office and said, "I don't feel good about tonight. I'm nervous as heck about this game." And it's games like this that do make you nervous. But again, as you said, and it's an old cliche, but it was a tale of two halves. First half, Marquette did a lot of things wrong. Second half, Marquette's defense especially stepped up and did a lot of things right.
Marquette got on the board a 39-yard field goal by Corey Marin midway through the first quarter. 3-0 with 5:43 remaining in the first quarter. That was all the scoring in the first quarter, and then with 4:52 remaining in the second quarter, Zach Keenan kicked a 48-yard field goal. That made it 6-0 Marquette, and that's where we stood at halftime. But the Marquette defense came out and dominated in the second half, forced 3 third-quarter turnovers, forced a few 3-and-outs as well. Marquette got its first touchdown with 9:31 remaining in the third quarter. A 4-yard touchdown run by Larry Newquist. Corey Marin added the extra point. Marquette led 13-0. Andrew Cordy then scooped up a fumble, returned it 45 yards for a touchdown. Corey Marin added the extra point, and with 7:58 remaining in the third quarter, the rout was on. Marquette led 20-0. Then Zach Keenan kicked a 46-yard field goal to extend Marquette's lead to 23-0. Late in the third quarter, with 1:59 remaining, Travis Jones a 1-yard touchdown run. Corey Marin added the extra point. It was 30-0 Marquette. Then Cecil Brimage with a touchdown run. The extra point was no good after a bad snap. Marquette's lead was 36-0. Then Michael Selby with a 19-yard touchdown run with 4:40 remaining in the fourth quarter. Marin added the extra point. Marquette wins it 43-0. The Explorers extend their winning streak now to 5 games. They're 6-1 overall, and as Mike Slaughter mentioned a few moments ago, that clinches a playoff spot for the Explorers. They will be in the playoffs here in 2007. They improved to 4-0 in the South Central Conference. They will host Carlinville next Saturday night at Public School Stadium, a 7 o'clock kickoff, and that will be for the conference championship.
That will be for all the marbles, something that Marquette has not played for since 2000. Well, last year they played for it against Wood River, and unfortunately got beat, and came in second. But anyhow, Marquette next week will be playing for the conference championship against Carlinville, of course. And again, it was a big win tonight for Coach Reinhardt. Congratulations to him and his coaching staff, and of course to the Marquette players, because they have assured themselves again another trip to the playoffs. But as we said, Sam, it wasn't the cleanest first half, and Marquette's got to play, I really believe, a lot better next week than they played tonight.
The Shells fall to 0-7. They will go on the road next Friday night up at Southwestern to take on the Piasaw Birds. So again, the final score here at Charles Raich Field in Roxana. Marquette 43, Roxana nothing. A lot of people will look at that score in the morning and say, well, Marquette blew them out, but they'll be shocked to look and break it down and see it was only 6-0 at halftime. A full day of sports coverage for you tomorrow here on the Big Z. 10 o'clock Sports Talk, scores, highlights, coaches, interviews, and more. 10:45 pregame programming from Memorial Stadium in Champaign for the 11 o'clock kickoff between the Wisconsin Badgers and the Fighting Illini. And then following that, a pair of high school games. Alton and Collinsville about 2:30. CM and Waterloo about 4:30. And John Rogers will join me next Saturday night at Public School Stadium in Alton. We'll have live coverage of the Explorers next Saturday as they host the Carlinville Cavaliers. Coach Slaughter, it's been fun.
It's been a great time, yeah. We've seen a lot of victories, a lot of good play, some poor play at times. But, again, what's kind of neat about tonight's win, too, is Marquette did it without Jared Zierwas.
Yes, they did.
That's not neat in the sense that he's a neat kid to watch play football. He's got a rank as one of the best running backs that Marquette's ever had. And tonight, if my counting is correct, including the 2 field goals, one by Zach Keenan, one by Corey Marin, 7 different kids scored tonight. And, oftentimes Sam Moore up here talking about how many times Zierwas scored. So, a lot of kids got in on the scoring, and that was fun for them.
That's Mike Slaughter. I'm Sam Stem. Again, the final score in Roxana, the Explorers 43, Roxana nothing. Sam Stem saying have a great weekend, everybody.
RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game brought to you by Gerard Fisher, American Family Insurance. Johnson's Corner, the most popular corner in Alton. Premier Title, professional service with a personal touch. Chuck West Agency, serving your insurance needs for 47 years. Rolling Hills, the friendliest golf course in the Riverbend. Roberts Motors in Alton and Wood River. Midwest Motorsports, your fun headquarters in Hartford. United Methodist Village, where living is easy. Century 21 Seneca Edwards, big or small, we sell them all. Altonized Community Credit Union, offering lower rates on loans and higher rates on savings. Eagle Home Improvement, call us today for a free home estimate. Auto Centers Nissan, where you always buy it right. Ralph J. Pasley Custom Homes, working together to build one dream at a time. And Baxter's on Broadway in Alton, where great parties begin.